Florida, A. Lenny locks it down in Orlando and Tampa Bay. Lockouts or lock changes for home or business. Car key replacements and programming all model cars. 24-hour service. Call them at 855-869-5625. Go to the website at alennylocksmith.com.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Sloman's, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house!
Get out of the house! Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
Red, an infrared light, has the capacity to penetrate deep into the cell's mitochondria, potentially leading to increased energy, faster recovery, and the optimal performance your body demands. Red Recover can maximize your efforts by potentially improving cellular metabolism, blood circulation, and muscle recovery. Evolve your training and step into the new era of muscle recovery. Red Recover.
Sports Grill on Bird Road, Miami Lakes, and their newest location in Doral is now hiring. If you're looking to join a great company and South Florida institution, give them a ring or drop an email. Sports Grill is hiring all kinds of positions from hostess to servers, bartenders, or join the kitchen staff to craft some great food for their amazing customers. Please send your resume to m.cruz@sportsgrillmiami.com or call 305-219-5726. That's 305-219-5726. Sports Grill. Good food, good drink, good friends.
The Big O Radio Show is brought to you by Caneswear. Go to caneswear.com, where all orders over $99 get free shipping. Sloman's Total Home Security. Protect your home with the best in the business. 1-800-ALARM-ME for the company serving America for nearly 100 years. 1-800-ALARM-ME. Tommy B. Butts Junior Enterprises.com. Licensed roofing contractor. 100% financing is available. Go to TommyBButtsJuniorEnterprises.com.
When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Hey, good morning, boys and girls. Yes, sir. Time to rock. Oh, I see. Yes, time to rock and roll on the show. Coming to you live from Hialeah Park. Yes, sir. Sean Stanley by my side. Although, Sean, I'm not happy this morning. You know, I thought I was in a really good mood. Middle of the night. Ruined my whole sleep and everything. So, you know, last night I'm sending Sean some stuff. I reserve our plane tickets for Vegas, right? I got our Airbnb in Vegas. What'd you think of that place, huh? Huh? All right, it's gone now. Middle of the night, right? So I always grab my phone. You know, hey, listen, man, I'm 55. You know, you've got that bloated prostate at this point in your life. You're going to visit the bathroom 2 or 3 times a night. You know, it's just one of those things. I'd love to just sleep the entire night without going to the bathroom, but I got to visit it once, twice, maybe 3 times, whatever, a lady. And so every time I go, I have a habit. I grab my phone. I check the market, you know, because the crypto market's 24 hours a day. So I've bought crypto in the middle of the night, like there's been a dip, and it's like, holy crap, and boom, bought a little crypto. You know what I'm saying? So I check it, and the Airbnb I reserved. By the way, paid in full. You had to pay it all in full ahead of time. Dude cancels it. Okay, and I got such a great deal on it, and you saw the pad, bro. You saw the pad. It's like a 4-bedroom house. You know, it's got like 3 bathrooms. So like it's freaking awesome. It was just comfortable for us to be there for 10 days. And in the middle of the night, the guy sends me, "Oh, I'm having trouble getting money from VRBO, so I had to cancel because I'm trying to close my account with them." And then VRBO then sends me a thing that says, "Well, your money could be tied up to 15 days." So, I'm in the middle of the night. I'm like, I'm pissed now. You know what I'm saying? It's, you just don't go right back to sleep with that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, damn. So I'm in the search for the new Airbnb this morning, and has not gone well yet. Well, the problem is that what I got already, now I'm comparing it to that, and I'm not going to get that. And that's the problem. That's where, oh, God. So, yeah, these are big problems in life. So, yeah, I'm still trying to figure out where we're staying in Vegas. But, yeah, God. Damn it, I had it. Got the car, got the plane tickets, thought I had the Airbnb. I'm done. Everything's kosher. Middle of the night. And I didn't sleep the rest of the night. I tossed and turned. I was like thinking, like, damn, I had this. Damn, it was good. It was perfect. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a better morning than I am to start it off here on the show. Ian Rapoport is set to join us in a couple of minutes, so we'll have a little fun with him. I'm a little stuffy. I don't know why. Anyway, so got a lot of things. Well, actually, not really. Got some things to talk about today. I don't think we have a ton. Today in show prep, man, just looking around, it was hard, dude. I mean, it was. The one thing that I did trip out on is that the Marlins scored 26 runs in 2 games. And they struggle to score runs all the time. And somehow or another, they unloaded 26 runs in 1 day in 2 games and split.
In Colorado.
Yeah. I know, but still.
Oh, Cary's a little better there than Lone Depot Park.
I know, but they won one of them 14-1.
Yeah.
Okay, so, like, what's their excuse? You know what I'm saying? It's
no, but see, we have good.
You
pitching.
lose the other one 13-12.
Yeah.
But you won the other one 14-1. So
we had good pitching.
And they gave up the run like late.
You could tell there was a throwaway game the last. Are they still doing the and this shows that I don't watch that much baseball anymore. Are they still doing the 5 innings, the second game?
No.
Or 7 innings, sorry.
No.
So it's complete 9 inning games now?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, it's all complete now. Yeah.
All right, good. At least it got back to what it should be.
Yeah. They got back to regular games now. But yeah, dude, wow. That was just that was screwed up. I was like, wow. Look at all these runs, all these hits. Like, yo, slow down, dude. Slow down, bro. We don't need them all now. Relax. Spread them out. Spread the love. Sandy's going to need some of those runs later on. Poor Sandy's sitting there going like, yo, dude, I got to win every game 1-0. Come on, bro. Oh, Lordy. All right, so they start a set with the Giants today at Lone Depot Park. So they are definitely home. Good stuff there. What else do we have going on? Got some Dolphins stuff I want to talk about. Not a ton. There's not really a lot to talk about. Some Heat stuff I want to get to today on the show. A couple of NFL stories, USA Soccer yesterday. Got some music stuff I want to get to. So we got a bunch of things to talk about. David Dwork will join us at 12:30. So we'll get our Panthers report. And by the way, we'll have Panthers reports all throughout the offseason too. Okay, so the guys will be back and we'll have some fun with them throughout the offseason, and they'll walk us through everything. So that's the one thing that you will have on the show now is all the sports will have their reports that are exclusive to them. So for you Panther fans, you're always going to get Panther reports now every week. We'll carry them throughout the offseason. We'll have some fun with the guys. Baseball, now that we added Mish, you'll have it every week. You've already seen with football, it's year round, and with basketball, it's year round, and we're going to add more on the basketball end, which we already have. We will add a national insider on the basketball side too eventually. That is also coming. We're also working on that. Hey, do me a favor. Let's take a quick break. Hopefully, Ian Rapoport will join us on the other side.
For over 25 years, South Floridians have counted on Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises for their roofing needs. In South Florida, we battle the sweltering heat, rain, winds, and all kinds of tropical storms. That's why when it comes to protecting your family, home, or business, call Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com. 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411 and ask to speak to Tommy, the owner. They specialize in all kinds of roofs. All work fully guaranteed with the customer's complete satisfaction. A+ rated member of the Better Business Bureau. Licensed and insured. There's no buts about it. When your roof needs repair or replacement, go to TommyBButtsJrEnterprises.com. A certified widening contractor. With more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes, Welton Rayom is committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle, slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. That's 954-966-4646. Welton Rayom can help.
All right, we are back as always here at Hialeah Park. Let's get to it, baby. Let's get ready for Ian Rapoport. Let's go around the NFL. Our Sloman's look around the NFL.
Football fans, it's time to look around the NFL. It's the Sloman's Home Security NFL Insider Zone with NFL Network's Ian Rapoport. In the NFL, you need a great offensive line for protection. In life, call 1-800-ALARM-ME to protect your home with the best in the business. Sloman's has been serving customers for nearly 100 years. No one protects your family like Sloman's Home Security. Now, let's find out the latest in the NFL with one of the best reporters in the business, Ian Rapoport.
Yes, sir. As always, every week, the man, the myth, the legend that is Ian Rapoport, kind enough to join us here at our Sloman's Look Around the NFL. Good morning, sir. How are you doing, my friend?
What's up, man? How are you?
Very good. Can't complain. All right, Ian, it looks like the accusers are, the numbers going up. We went from 22, 23 now, 24 is coming. I immediately, listen, I was never on the Watson bandwagon down here in Miami. I've been steadfast. I think if you give Tua what he needs, I think he'll be fine. So I never was that guy that was off the bandwagon. But I'm really glad that the team, the Dolphins over the last 20 years have had enough crap that they've had to deal with. I'm glad they're not dealing with this now. Ian, this thing, it's Cleveland may have made a deal, but man, they are far away from in the clear on this, right?
Well, I think there's a couple things here. First of all, this is why the NFL doesn't rush to make a decision. This is why the NFL wants to get all of the information before they do anything. And, it has happened the other way, obviously, in the past. The Ray Rice situation, the most famous, where they made a ruling, gave him a 2-game suspension. Then the video came out, and then it all went haywire from there. Josh Brown, the Giants kicker, similar situation. Believe that was a 1-game suspension. And then I think it was some diaries came out.
Yeah.
And then it all went haywire there. So this is why the NFL wants to take its time. I think everybody knew this was a possibility, including the Browns, I believe. But, we'll we'll see if this ends up affecting things. I mean, we don't know. I know that most of the investigation is essentially over. Watson has been speaking to the NFL. They talk to him. They come back to him. It's a little bit of a back and forth. But I think they all want to consider all the evidence. So we'll see if this, affects things at all. But we're not going to know because we don't even know what the ruling is going to be. And I know you're going to see some things like, should get this many games. The reality is nobody really knows.
Yeah, but it almost seems like there are games coming, right? He's gonna be suspended for something because the NFL. I mean, it's hard for them to look the other way in today's world. They're not going to be able to do that. So now on the flip side, if you're Baker Mayfield in a twisted way, you're kind of hoping there's a suspension, right? Because now I don't know if Baker, thinks this way, but at least logic tells me if I'm Baker Mayfield, man, I'm hoping there's a suspension. Why? I say that because that team may be the best stage for him to showcase his skills for whatever the suspension is, 4, 6, 8 weeks. Those are 4 to 6 to 8 weeks that Baker can go out there healthy with a really good team, go out there and showcase and build his own value. Now, I don't know if he looks at it that way or he wants to be, a complete jerk and fight it and just force a trade out of there or something when there really isn't anything out there. But the Baker situation, it's interesting with the way this thing might develop. It might turn out to be, even though they casted him aside, it still might turn out to be an opportunity for him.
Yeah, and this is kind of what I've been saying. I remember I said it on the draft broadcast, and everybody looked at me sideways. Look, we have seen this before, where a player voices frustration, or has to be traded, or somewhere in between, and somehow, some way, the teams or the players work it out because it's better for both sides. This could actually be a situation where it's better for both sides to do literally nothing. Here are the reasons. The Browns are already paying. It's $18 million. Right. Unless someone can take on the salary, which, I think the Panthers were willing to do, but they weren't able to come to a deal. The Panthers were willing to take on some, but they weren't able to come to a deal. That has to make sense. But if you're the Browns, if you have someone who has literally led you to the playoffs, if you can get over the situation and everyone can say, all right, we can agree to disagree, but it's better for both of us separately to be together, that makes sense. Like if you're Baker Mayfield and let's say it's 8 games for the sake of argument. Let's say they go 6-2. Does somebody go, you know what? Without being injured, no injury, Baker Mayfield, pretty good quarterback. Maybe I want to trade for him.
Yeah, maybe Carolina will take on the entire salary. And by the way, at that point, if you've played 6 to 8 games,
then it's half the salary.
Now. Yeah, now you're paying less, and you're making it so. It's kind of interesting how a terrible situation could end up becoming an opportunity for Baker. I hope he sees it that way because he's really in a no-win situation right now.
Yeah.
But at least he can find a way to win it out of there. We'll see if he's able to do that. All right, the Lamar Jackson situation, really odd. Now you got people criticizing him not being there at OTAs. Greg Roman talking about new things that he needs to learn. They've shown a lot of patience with all of this. He's now snapping back at Chris Sims, who's taking shots at him, saying, guys like Tom Brady didn't take an OTA off until they won their 4th Super Bowl, that kind of stuff. So,
let me just stop right there because I understand the Chris, and I like Chris Sims. I understand the Chris Sims of the world want players at OTAs. Life is a little different now. OTAs are not what they were 10 years ago. I think COVID changed everyone's mind in OTAs because everyone missed OTAs. Nobody went. And you know what? Rookies contributed. Rookies were good. Players were fine. Second-year players made that leap. All of the things that OTAs are supposed to help with happened anyway. And I know it was a level playing field, but some people didn't go to OTAs and everyone moved on. So I sort of, and I know it's a little different for a quarterback, but like we watched 2 quarterbacks yesterday who weren't at OTAs playing really good golf on TNT. Both those guys, and I know they've earned their stripes, but both those guys are good. both their teams are going to be okay, and they didn't go to OTAs, and I think that's all right.
Yeah. Yeah. And see, here's the thing. And I know this is screwed up for you and everybody else that's an insider in the business because he doesn't have an agent. So,
Yeah, makes it hard, no doubt.
Right. And so how much of this has to do with his contract also on why he's holding out with the OTAs, whatever offer they made, whatever ideas they have? I have no idea. That's the one thing about this whole thing. We really don't know what this young man is thinking because we don't know who's guiding him throughout all of this process.
It's made it hard, no doubt about it. And for me, agents serve a lot of purposes. One of the purposes they serve for reporters and for the players is to get the right message out. If something is going on with a player, you reach out to an agent. If he's transparent or she's transparent, this person will tell you, hey, look, here's what's going on. For when you talk about it, here's just the situation. And everyone kind of knows transparently what's happening. It's not like that with Lamar. His mother handles a lot of his business. She does not, to my knowledge, speak to the media. And he really doesn't engage either. That's why the Chris Sims comment I thought was so interesting because as far as I can tell, that was the first time Lamar said anything. So I was like, okay, that's some actually good insight,
So let me ask you on the other side of it, what are the Ravens thinking? Because see, personally for me, I'm not big on committing to this kind of an offense and this kind of a player on a long-term basis. You've kind of seen it already for 4 years now. You stop the run, you stop him. He can't beat you with the arm. He doesn't have the accuracy. And so now he's delaying the contract. Personally, for me, I'm a little more cynical. If I'm them, I'm like, well, you know what, dude? This is better for us. Let him play out his 5th year. And we'll get another year to kind of analyze, should we really sign this guy? And should we really be committed to an offense that really is antiquated compared to where the NFL is now when it's moving along through the air a lot? In the 90s, this would have flown. This would have been all right in the 90s when we were playing, 3 yards in a cloud of dust type of offense with the Dallas Cowboys and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, that would have flown in power running offenses and all that. But now, if I'm the Ravens, in a way, as screwed up as this whole situation is, it might be a blessing in disguise for them to let this year play out so they could kind of maybe make a final assessment on it. Because really, do you really know if Lamar's ever going to grow out of what he is right now?
I don't see it like that because to me, based on my knowledge, they've made a decision. They know that Lamar is their future. He is a first rounder. He's been their starting quarterback for 2+ years, whatever it is. And he has shown what he needs to show. Now, you'd like to see him healthy. You got sick a bunch last year. You'd like to see him not sick. You'd like to see him, fully rehabbed from that ankle. But I don't think they're going into the season like, let's see if Lamar is our starting quarterback. I think what they're going into the season is like, we'd like to sign him to a contract because if you don't, it just gets more expensive. And I think for the Ravens, if you let's just reverse it. Let's say you're the Ravens and you found a starting quarterback. If you find one, if you have one, this is gold. You should be good for 10 years. What the Ravens are facing the prospect of now is, let's say he plays franchise, 5th-year option, franchise tag. You may lose him and have to start again. That's worse than any money you have to give him.
Yeah. I have a hard time believing he's going to survive 10 years playing that kind of football. I really do.
Be interesting to see if he adjusts.
I think, I don't think he will because I don't think he has the accuracy to adjust to become a pocket passer. I think he gets haloti nodded at one point or another, just like RG3. I think that's what ends up happening with him. I have a hard time believing that you're going to make a commitment to this kind of an offense in today's NFL because it's hard to keep up. You have to play perfect football. Your defense must be perfect. That game gets out of hand, that offense can't catch up ever. And it's so odd, Ian. I mean, it's so odd.
I don't know about that because they have shown the ability to come from behind. They did it against the Colts last
rare.
year.
It's rare. It's very rare that they can do that. Rare, man. Really, seriously, there's not a lot of examples of that, of him coming back. Once they take a 2 touchdown lead, it almost becomes impossible for them to come back with that offense. But I don't know. It's interesting. All right, let's go over to Pittsburgh because I see Mitchell Trubisky taking number one reps, all of that, and now you've got big time changes in the front office and everything else with the Steelers. Is Mike Tomlin maybe headed for the toughest stretch of his career because he has been so magnificent at handling all kinds of adversity and characters that they've had on this team? So he is great as a coach when things are rocky. I mean, he is one of the best at it. He's proven it. But now, are we talking about an era with the Steelers that maybe we don't have that franchise quarterback? How much tougher will it be for Mike Tomlin? How much more perfect football will they have to be on defense in order to survive? Talk to me a little bit about what you see with Mike Tomlin and the Steelers ahead.
Yeah, and they have a new, they have a new defensive coordinator in Terrell Austin, and they have obviously a new quarterback. I would say for Mike Tomlin, he's definitely more involved. Like, he was pretty involved in the general manager search. He knows Omar Khan. He knows the system. He knows the person, which obviously is just as important. And, I would say he's going to have his stamp on everything. Not that he didn't before, because he certainly did, but maybe more so now. So he's going to be more involved. And, the guy is about as good as a resume as you could have. So he's going to be more involved. I'm going to say that's okay. Definitely you're in transition. But for teams in transition, assuming the quarterback play can be fine, just okay, I think they should be as good as last year, maybe better.
Who do you like Trubisky to win that one?
My guess is to start out, yes, because usually we've seen, unless the rookie is exceptional, usually the veteran starts as a placeholder, and then we'll see how long it takes.
What did you hear from him in Buffalo? What is it that he did in Buffalo that people started to build a little bit of a buzz for him, thinking that he could possibly cross that threshold?
I don't think it was what he did in Buffalo. I think it was more people saw the Bears situation transpired. Coaching by the end was not great. Obviously, everybody got fired. So I think people look at the raw materials and they go, hold on, we blamed Trubisky for this previously. Are we sure it was his fault? And I think that was probably what was going on, as people kind of took a fresh look at him. And, he didn't get much except for $7 million and the chance to be a starter. We'll see what he makes of it. But I think that's what it was. People got a fresh look at him.
Hands or not, bro, I like Pickett. He plays with some moxie. I'm looking forward to seeing that kid get a chance. That'll be it. But he's young, so I don't want to put any kind of expectations on the kid. But I kind of like Kenny Pickett, man. We'll see how he ends up, translating to the next level. Speaking of young guys, Malik, I guess Tannehill took a little bit of a step back and kind of laid off the gas a little bit on his comments with Malik. What do you hear about Tennessee? How are they handling that quarterback situation? Is it one where Tannehill is keeping the seat warm, or is it more on, okay, he's the future down the line, we plan on going with Tannehill all this year and trying to make a run with Tannehill?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be going into the season, all Tannehill, starting quarterback, no controversy, all of that. I think for Malik Willis, what he is a lottery ticket. Maybe he's just a regular old third rounder who's a backup who plays 4 years, plays a couple of games as a backup, and then moves on. As a third round pick, that is actually really fine value. A third round pick who makes your team, who is on the game day roster, who contributes, absolutely a fine use of a third round pick. The thing with Malik Willis is because he's so physically talented, definitely could be more. And I don't know what he's going to be, but some people thought he would be a first rounder. The fact that he wasn't, like, okay, that was, because of a lot of different reasons, but he is talented enough where eventually he could take over. But most people I spoke with were like, you know what, this guy needs a year or maybe 2 to get into the NFL world. He is going to have that with the Titans.
Are they going to do any Trey Lance with him, like with Garoppolo, that Tannehill will play the Garoppolo role, and then they'll bring him in for a play or two where they use his skill sets?
I would say it's too early to know on that. I think it's possible, but I have not heard that yet.
All right, good stuff. Follow him on Twitter at Rap Sheet. Catch his work there at the NFL Network. By the way, what's going on with JC Treader? We still need to know about that, man. What's the deal?
I assume JC Treader is very much enjoying his off season. Probably playing some golf, probably grilling. You know what these big guys do.
All right, good stuff. We'll catch up next week, my brother. I appreciate you as always.
I look forward to it, man. Take care.
You got it, baby. There you go. Ian Rapoport, NFL Network, our Slowman's look around the NFL.
You've been listening to the Slowman's Home Security NFL Insider Zone with NFL Network's Ian Rapoport. With Slowman's properly securing your home, it's never been easier and more affordable. See how little it costs to secure your home at 1-800-ALARM-ME. The Slowman's Home Security NFL Insider Zone with Ian Rapoport is mastered by executive producer Sean Stanley. Please search and subscribe to Big O Radio Show on most platforms and smash the like button.
Right. We're back. Appreciate all of you, as always, for keeping it locked here with Ian Rapoport. It's an interesting time. We will see how all these teams go into the league this year with all of the different issues. Little red recover. I wore my hat today. I wore it this morning for 15 minutes while I was preparing for the show. R.I.P. Marion Barber. Yes. He. It's an odd story, right? Marion Barber had some issues and unfortunately found dead. 38 years old, right? Yeah, 38 years old. What a shame. For those of you that don't know, I'll read the story for you. I did pull it up. Marion Barber was one of those guys that I'm not a Cowboy fan, but I admired the crap out of the way that guy played the game. He played it hard. He was always open and ramming into anything he can possibly ram into. And unfortunately, he was found dead. Here's the story. Former Cowboy running back Marion Barber was found dead in an apartment on Wednesday. A Frisco police spokesman, Jesus Christ, this thing, man. Frisco police spokesman said officers are currently on a welfare concern, but we are unable to provide any further information at this time. He was 38. And it says, whatever. They give the stats out, and that's about it. But just a real shame. I know he was dealing with some CTE-like issues, and I know he got arrested also, and he had a couple of issues, and now gone at 38 years old. It's just sad. Life is precious, man, every single day. And whether this was his fault or not, either way, it's just take advantage. Try to make the best of it, man. Don't make it hard on yourselves. Steve Chapman, on your recommendation, I watched the first Top Gun last night. I'd never seen it before. Good movie. Now it's fresh in my mind. I'm ready for number 2. There you go, Chapman. Check it out, man. You're going to love it, too. Good stuff. Jonathan says, Big O, going to see Top Gun tonight. Do you think it's better in 2D, IMAX, or ScreenMax? I watched it on IMAX, and it was awesome. I want to go see it on the 4K HD one. That one. That's the next one. But go see it on IMAX, at least. That's what I would tell you. IMAX is awesome. Let's see, what else do we have here? Morning from the Florida Panhandle, where every man is the Florida man, home of lawnmower, DUIs, and strip bars with daycare centers. I'm with you. Did you see that guy that got I think he disappeared or got attacked by gators because he was searching for Frisbees in a lake? You saw that story? All right. It's like, do we have to tell the entire world? I just want to warn everybody out there. Like a couple of years ago, a couple thought it was smart to let their kid play in the lake at Disney World. And guess what happened? Yeah. Folks, you're in Florida. Okay? I can't speak of any other states because I don't know exactly their gator situation and all that stuff. But my Lord, for those of you, because a lot of you, you watch or listen and you're in other parts of the country or the world, if you visit Florida, do not go in our lakes and canals. Do not do that. And if you are, you got to be in a boat. Okay? We are loaded with gators everywhere. Those things multiply like they're going out of style. And they're in almost every canal. They're in every single lake, pretty much. In any residential area, you have to always, in fact, in Florida, when you walk by lakes, you got to be looking.
Yeah, there was that one story of the lady walking her dog near
Right.
one of the canals, and the gator almost came out and
Right.
took the dog.
Yeah, dude, of course.
Did you see the one that happened the other day? A car, I guess they said that they were texting or something and drove into the water getting off of the.
And there were a bunch of gators in it.
And there's gators as the people were in there trying to rescue them. You can see the gators coming. And sometimes, look, those are the ones you see.
Yeah.
So there's more underneath there.
Of course.
So.
Of course,
They
folks,
swim.
please. I mean,
you used to go to Everglades National Park out there.
Dude,
and
you
the
lost
gators
your-
were everywhere.
you lost your golf ball in the lake, let it go. Okay? You lost your Frisbee in the lake, let it go. You lost your kid in the lake, let him go. No, I'm joking.
How about the ones, the people fishing? And they're bringing in the bass and alligators.
Yeah.
Right behind.
Yeah. I mean,
Well, no dinner tonight, boys.
it's like, come on, dude. Like, relax. Like, stay away from our lakes and rivers, dude.
Well, especially when there's signs posted. I mean, that's even. Usually when the signs are posted, that means people have actually seen the alligators, or
Yeah.
there's been
We-
sightings. And
We
things
know
like that.
there are plenty here, so
Yes.
look out. Nico says, good morning, everybody. Grab your umbrellas for this weekend. My boys' baseball tournament will be wiped out. Damn it. Yeah, we got that storm. The some bitch comes from the Pacific, goes through Mexico to then come terrorize us. Son of a bitch. Jesus. Lisa says, good morning, Big O, Sean, and Finn's fan. Back in the ROC, but Phoenix is the place to be. Phoenix is a nice place, man. Very nice city. Very clean. Let's see. Jesse Johnson, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Heat Finn says, I remember when Bitcoin was 80 cents and 17 for about a day. Wish I would have bought a ton then. Would have been awesome. Good morning, Big O. GP Trap is checking in from Latrobe, Pennsylvania, home of golfing great Arnold Palmer. Nice. Have fun, GP Trap. Too Extreme in. Jamie is in. Fugencio is in. Jay is in. He says, planning to go to the Doobie Brothers 50th anniversary tour tonight in West Palm Beach, praying it's not pouring rain. They sound great, by the way. Even if it rains or it doesn't, Jay, you will love the Doobies. They still sound awesome. They do a great job. 23 accusers. Come on, man. Give me a break. It's all about getting money from young, famous, rich QBs. That's it, Sid. No chance that there could be anything dirty happening. You're right. They're all 23 lying, Sid. Yes, exactly. Dean Brown likes Kenny Pickett. Oh, damn. Now that Dean likes him, oh, that's not good for me. Damn it. I screwed up. Dean likes him. Oh, damn it. I'm messing with you, Dean. Relax. You know, my buddy calls me and he goes to me, I watch your show all the time, dude. By the way, he doesn't live here. And he goes, I watch your show all the time. And I've known you for a long time. So I know you, so you don't mean anything really bad by it. But like when you call people names at times and they get all bent out of shape, he goes, do people realize you call yourself more names than anybody else? And I sat back and I go, yeah, you're right about that. I forgot. I do that. I usually say, I'm a moron. I'm an idiot. I did this. I'm a dumbass. And so it's like, it's funny how we get some of the sensitive people that are like, oh, you're just cruel, and this, that. And then it's like, you realize that I do slam myself like all the damn time. Like I'm the one that calls myself more names than I call any of you out there. And usually when I call, most of the time when I'm calling you guys some names, it's because, yeah, you said something stupid. And when I say something stupid, I say, damn, I said something stupid or I did something stupid. Some of you out there are so damn sensitive. He was right about that. I never even realized that. But yes, I do insult myself all the time, actually. But I'm not sensitive, so that's a whole different ballgame. Jerry Coe says, I remember when we always told people visiting, don't play in the canals and lakes with the gators, and the black bears are not friendly, like TV show Gentle Bear. JG Long says, good morning, Big O. Good morning, JG. He's out in Malaysia. One day, JG, I'm going to visit you, bro. One day, you and I will hang out and have a beer there in Malaysia. I'm telling you, I will visit you one day. Big O, have you ever gone to Gatorland in Kissimmee? It's an old Florida landmark. Yeah, dude, years ago when I was a kid. Yes. Yeah, well, I mean, we had gators also at Serpentine, whatever the hell that was called, down US 1. Serpentine Land or whatever, the one with the snake. Well, whatever that was called, they had gators there too. You know what I'm talking about?
I was gonna say, but we also had them down at the Seminole when they had.
That's right.
There. There was that little park. I forgot what it was called.
Yeah.
There's a park. They had the big gator there. Just. Yeah, I thought it was fake forever because it's just big.
Yeah.
Just big, and then every once in a while it would move, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's real.
Yep.
It's real. He just likes to hang out a lot. You don't see 23 accusers for any other player in the NFL. Watson is a problem, and glad Miami didn't get him. Yeah, but don't tell Sid that. They're all lying in his book. Let's see. Sean Campbell says, Belglade, the real Muck City, chiming in. Yeah, Sean. You know it, baby. Belglade. Yeah. For those of you that don't know, I was born in Belglade. Yes, I'm a freak. I'm a real Floridian. I'm a real South Floridian. Barely, right? Because Belglade's like the southwest corner of Palm Beach County. Yeah, it's like right there. It's on the cusp at the end of South Florida, but yeah. Big O, have you ever heard of Screen X? They combine the 3 movie screens to give you a 270-degree angle of the movie. No, I guess I got to try that then. So which one is the best? Screen X, 4K, whatever, HD, IMAX, or what's the other one? RPX or some crap like that? There's like 4 different screens now. So which one is the ultimate? Which one is the best experience? Now, in order for you to say this, you have to have an experience of all the screens so you can tell me. I don't, so I cannot say it. I cannot give you an edumacation on it. I've only done the IMAX. I've never done any of the other ones. So, don't know. You guys are going to have to help me on that one. Big O, I see some of the biggest name callers from Twitter and other YouTube channels comment they don't like you because of how you talk to the commenters. And you know what I say to that? I don't give a shit. I don't care. They can kiss my ass. It don't matter to me. The Miami Serpentarium. Thank you, sir, Mike Moynihan. Hello from Bloomfield, Connecticut. What's up, Manny? Had a gator po' boy. Nice. There you go. That sounds good and salty. Big O, I won't be fooled by mini camp or even training camp stars anymore following Dolphins for more than 50 years. Yeah, dude, it's this whole thing about, oh, this guy looked good here, this guy looked bad there, this guy threw this there, this guy didn't throw that there, this guy didn't run well, then he ran well, they didn't block well. It's mini camp, dude. I'm not worried about any of this stuff. This is all practice. This is where they're experimenting. Okay, this is where Connor Williams struggles with the snapping. That's why he's a guard. You know, that's kind of what all of this is. It's not a real to worry about what goes on in May and June, throwing the ball around in underwears. It's ridiculous. It really is. Sean says, I'm from the Glades. I was born and raised on gators, frog legs, and deer meat. Deer meat is good. Very good. Kevin Bear says, I was walking along railroad tracks as a kid in Lake Worth, crossing the canal bridge and almost stepped on a gator, blending in along the railroad tie. Never ran so fast in my life. Yeah. Hell yeah. Goddamn right you better run. Not sure which one is the best, but they do have a Top Gun video on Screen X on YouTube, looking amazing. Lee Underwood said, somebody told me I needed to listen to you. Well, Lee, thank you very much. I don't know who told you, but they probably wanted you to suffer. It's probably what it is. You know, that's probably, or maybe just have to look at me for like 5 minutes. I don't know if you know this, Lee, but they use this show to torture, what's it called? War criminals. And so when they want to get them to talk, they just play my show. And then they force them to look at me and they start singing. I mean, they're gone. They're ready to go. It's awesome. They give it all up. So maybe somebody's trying to do something nasty to you, make you watch us. You never know. I prefer the screen in my home with my cold beer and silence. I know, but there's just some movies you want that giant ass screen, and Top Gun is definitely one of those. You want to do that. Chad says, good morning, my friend. These new listeners obviously do not know you. You have not changed one bit since being on the air, even on the radio days. I know. But you know me personally. That's why. You work with me, so you know. Fireman says, Big O, my friend George from G and S from Ocala told me about your show and answer, I'm on now, or I'm hood now, or I'm hooked now, I guess. I hope you said I'm hooked now. I love it. There you go. Big O playing in Gitmo. Florida is nice, but I'm okay here in New York. Only need to worry about killer blizzards and Bills fans. Well, I mean, yeah. I can certainly talk about the leadership in your state there. You would have to worry about those people too. I hope none of your family members are in a nursery home. I know what they do there to them. Yeah, you don't have a lot to worry about in New York. No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Big O, veteran. OTA's Teron Armstead had such a cool ass vibe to him. Well, he raps, remember. I like how everybody has been nothing but positive in everything they talk about. Well, it's the off season. We should be positive. Look, listen, you can live your life in a negative mode if you want. Okay, but right now, this second, why be negative? Why? Why start? The team did everything they could possibly do to improve in the offseason. I thought the front office did a great job. We don't know what Mike McDaniel is. As much as I love the vibe I see from Mike McDaniel, let's give the man a chance. Let's wait till September rolls around and October rolls around and November rolls around, and then we're going to have a really good feel for who Mike McDaniel is. You know, whether you like Tua, don't like Tua, whether you believe in Tua, whether you don't believe in Tua, who cares right now? Right now, it's not about living on every pass or every snap or every block or every run or every route run or every play called. Relax. Nobody's proving jack right now. They're going to prove stuff when we get to September, when they snap the ball for real, when we know the real 5 linemen that are there. That's when Tua and Tyreek and Waddle and everybody else will have to respond. And then that's when we can all react and say, we like what we see. We don't like what we see. It's impressive what they're doing. It's not impressive what they're doing. You see what I'm saying? So all these people that walk in already with preconceived notions, one way or the other, you're not really doing yourself a service, because you haven't given these men an opportunity to prepare. It's right now, judging a football team is like walking into a bakery at 4 in the morning or 3:30 in the morning when the baker just started. All right, so let me try everything. Well, wait a minute, the pastries aren't done yet. We haven't put anything even in the oven yet. Oh, okay. Nothing's made right now. So until everything is out there and all the ingredients are in place, so we can now see what was cooked, there's no way to judge anything. And so I laugh at articles or talking heads or on really mostly social media is where I see it. It's the overreaction one way or another, these heated arguments about whether you think this will work or not work, whether this player is good or not good or whatever. Like, you're not solving jack crap in May and June. So just sit back, relax. Let's wait a couple of months. Training camp will be here in 6 weeks, 7 weeks. Then we'll start to get a feel for what they actually did this offseason. But on paper, you can be excited. But let's not act like they arrived. And if you don't want to be excited, then that's fine. But don't act like they're failures yet, because they haven't failed. They haven't even been given a chance to succeed yet. So let's wait. Let's have some patience. I know that a lot of you don't have patience, and that's a really tough word for Dolphin fans. But I just find it kind of silly, you know, where just people are overreacting and overanalyzing every little single thing that goes on in training camp. So chill out, man. There'll be plenty of time to watch some football, enjoy it, and judge it for what it really is. Because right now, judging anything is ridiculous. I didn't judge it a week and a half ago. Didn't care about it. Same thing here. What have I told you guys? What is this about? Who's healthy? Is everybody in shape? You know, those are the things I'm worried about. Are there any contract issues? Are there holdouts? That's all I'm worried about right now, because right now it's all mental reps. Right now they're just experimenting. Right now they're just doing different things at this point that has nothing to do with necessarily game planning for week 1 of the regular season. So once we get to training camp, once we get to the workouts between the teams, those things, that'll start to matter some there. That'll start to give us a feel. And then we'll get to the regular season. And then we'll have a lot of fun. Big O, did you watch the Lightning and Rangers game in Tampa? Looks so bad. Yeah, the Rangers were awesome. It's one game, Terry. I can't overreact on one game. But the Rangers did a number on Vasilevsky. Got to give them props. Rangers are good too, by the way. Okay? It's not really about what it tells you. It's not a matter of what it tells you about the Lightning or the Rangers. It just tells you that the Panthers are frauds. Barkov and Huberdeau are frauds. That's all. They're not even Robins. And so this team has to go find themselves, a guy or two that can really lead this, at least one guy. And so move Huberdeau and go get that guy. But that's what it tells you about the Panthers. The Panthers are frauds, absolute frauds. They're soft and they're frauds. That's it. Until proven otherwise, that's what they are. And that is the legacy of Barkov, Huberdeau, and Ekblad. Frauds. Until proven otherwise. I told you guys this. I told you this was a legacy moment for those guys. And they failed miserably. They were treated like the youngins that they're not anymore. And they were sent home like, hey, kids, you're out of your league. Get out of here. Sad. Big O, how was the Cam Cameron mini camp when you did know he was a clown? Well, I mean, the Ted Ginn draft pick thing. we didn't even need to get to the regular season. Ted Ginn and his family, and we've got to turn that thumb right side up or something that he said. I remember. He's such a goofball. God, Cam Cameron was terrible. Let's see. Sean says Dolphins ran 12 personnel 81% of the time on offense and still couldn't protect Tua. Defenses played that in a nickel pressure with 4 linemen. What did you guys expect Tua or any QB to do? What did you guys expect Tua or any QB to do with 2 receivers and 1 tight end against 7 defenders and pressure in 2.2 seconds? 2.2 seconds when he had time to pass. Huh? Oh, yeah, but I'm just saying, it's just it's hard to do. But again, yesterday you're really not playing with pads and you're not going all out, so I'm not measuring yesterday either. I'm not measuring anything yesterday. Omar wants to, and any other writer wants to. I'm not worried about what happened yesterday, good or bad. It's not a big deal. Are they in shape? Do they look good? Fine. That's all I need to know. Brian says, good analogy, Big O. Would this bakery feature erotic cakes? Why not? It's the only way I would have it. If O talks crap, just talk back. Stop being sensitive people. Man up. Exactly, Diesel. There you go. Man up. But you're probably old school, bro. I've noticed that the people that get sensitive usually are younger people. So it's kind of what it is. Let's see. Leafs did a number on Tampa in game 1 and Lightning still won the series. Never count Tampa out. Yeah. You can't overreact on one game. But the Rangers are good. Whether you like it or not, the Rangers are good. That's the bottom line. So it's not like let's also not look at it like, well, the Rangers got lucky in this game and they kicked Tampa's ass. No, the Rangers can win the series. The Rangers are really good. Okay? Now Tampa can definitely come back and win this, but let's also not make it look like, the Rangers got lucky or something. No, the Rangers, give them respect, man. Let's see. Big O, number 70 today from Ocala. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Remember all to smash the hell out of the like button. Very nice of you. Thank you. Orlando, if the Dolphins go to the playoffs, are you guys willing to travel? Are you willing to travel? Huh? For the playoffs, for the Dolphins. We have sports crew. But he's asking, would you be willing to travel? I am. You? There you go. Yeah, of course we are. So, Fulgencio, it's up to you now. Sell the road shows. Poupart win in more than Omar, actually. Yeah, I'm just not worried about. Yeah, no, I know. They were all talking about Tua looking good a week ago, and then now not looking good. It's just, I'm not going to worry about that. It's too much. Big O doing any fantasy this year? Yes, we're working on that. We are going to add fantasy. We're working on it. Okay. So yes, but I'm not doing it where I'm going to ask Andy and Scott to come on for free and stuff like that. They would do it for me, but I'm not doing that. So we're going to get a sponsor and do it right. It might be a separate show. It'll be on the platform, but it won't be tied to this show. It might be on a separate time. But yeah, we might do that. I don't know what more are we going to add to this show. Holy crap. We got a lot going on. All right, let's take a quick break. 1 hour down. We got 2 more to go. We will have a couple of guests in the 12 o'clock hour. Give me a break here. Sean Stanley running the program. We are at Hialeah Park, second floor poker room here at Hialeah Park. Back with more right here on the Big O Radio Show.
The Big O Radio Show is looking for partners to join our growing platform. If your business is ready to reach an audience that starts in Florida, crosses the nation while expanding internationally, this is the program that provides that vehicle. The Big O Radio Show is ready to broadcast live anywhere in the world to represent your event or product. To reach out by phone, 786-754-4664. That's 786-754-4664. Or email bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. Help us grow as we provide the content and personal connection corporate entities will never achieve. When you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks, eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. You can rely on Essential Moving Experts. Mention the Big O Show and get $150 off. Family owned and operated, they offer free 30-day storage, full-service moving, fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Moving was never so easy. EssentialMovingExperts.com.
Welcome to Red Light Therapy, a revolutionary technology perfected by NASA to aid in muscle strengthening and recovery. Red and infrared light has the capacity to penetrate deep into the cell's mitochondria, potentially leading to increased energy, faster recovery, and the optimal performance your body demands. Train, fight, recover.
What? Oh, look.
With more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes, Welton Rayom is committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle, slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. That's 954-966-4646. Welton Rayom can help.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
For over 25 years, South Floridians have counted on Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises for their roofing needs. In South Florida, we battle the sweltering heat, rain, winds, and all kinds of tropical storms. That's why when it comes to protecting your family, home, or business, call Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com. 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411 and ask to speak to Tommy, the owner. They specialize in all kinds of roofs. All work fully guaranteed with the customer's complete satisfaction. A+ rated member of the Better Business Bureau. Licensed and insured. There's no buts about it. When your roof needs repair or replacement, go to TommyBButtsJrEnterprises.com. A certified whitening contractor.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Oh, great. You got a doorbell camera. Now you got a front row seat to your house getting robbed. No. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Get out of my house!
Oh, Mom's jewelry. There goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, a free doorbell camera.
Free?
One that'll actually work for you. It's not total security unless it's the Sloman Shield. Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
The Big O Radio Show is brought to you by Sports Grill. Good food, good drinks, good friends. Craig Zinn Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealership in the Southeast United States. The Fort Lauderdale Police Department. The FLPD is hiring. Go to FLPDjobs.com.
When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Back at beautiful Hialeah Park. Yes, a great place for all kinds of entertainment. We're in the second floor poker room, which is absolutely gorgeous with all those captain's chairs. You get to relax, sit back. The lovely ladies here will serve you, give you all kinds of drinks, and they will bring some food to your table, too, on top of all of that. I think I'm going to have my chicken sandwich today here at Hialeah Park. I love the chicken sandwich here. The tomatoes are even seasoned. It's really good. It's really good. They do a really nice job with it. By the way, very nice crawl. Like the extra look you gave the crawl there at the bottom. You gave it a little extra color so it stands out. So it's actually pretty cool. Nice job by you, sir. As always, Sean Campbell's there watching. Sean Stanley mastering the program, getting it done. As always, I saw Melvin Ingram. Did you guys see Melvin Ingram address the media yesterday and talking a little bit about signing with the Dolphins? And, you know, I know Melvin's numbers have gone down a bit, and he's going to be a situational pass rusher, and I think he'll be able to be effective and pressures and things like that. And I think he'll be a good influence also for the young guys. because he's always played the game hard and played it at one speed. And I think it's really important for them to see guys like that lay it on the line on every down. So there's a lot of positives to Melvin Ingram adding him to the Miami Dolphins. Plus, they didn't really spend a ton of money or anything like that, so it's not even a cap situation. Now, his father is no longer with him, but his father, when he was around, was a Dolphins fan. Now, Melvin doesn't know exactly why he was a Dolphins fan. And listen, back in the day, the 70s team, Zonka, I don't know, you name it, some of those guys, they brought fans to from all over the country. People became Dolphin fans because they got enamored with that 70s team, right? And then Marino came along, and Marino created a whole new fan base for the I'll give you an example. ALennyLocksmith.com. We talk about it all the time, right? All throughout South Florida, you need a locksmith. Lenny Locksmith, Tampa Bay, Orlando, even Phoenix, where Lisa was at. Lenny Locksmith is there. Well, Lenny is a guy who grew up in the Northeast. He became a Dolphins fan because of Marino, because he's Italian. So Marino, besides Italians, Marino, ignited a whole bunch of fans all over the world because they loved watching him throw the ball. It was electrifying. I mean, anybody that watched Marino play, you know what I'm talking about. They don't make them like that much. It's very few that are guys like that, and we had them. And so it's funny how Melvin Ingram was talking about his dad, and he was a Dolphins fan, but he didn't know why. And I started thinking about it. I go, depends on how old he was, but if it's Melvin Ingram, it's probably more of a Marino guy, and that's probably what it is. He was probably a Marino guy, maybe the Marx Brothers, something along those lines. In those days, I could see that, Melvin Ingram, or maybe Zach Thomas, maybe, with his son being a linebacker, maybe he had an affinity for guys like Zach Thomas or Jason Taylor, but something tells me it was more in the Marino era, like maybe the Marx Brothers. And it's interesting because, I became a Dolphins fan because I'm a hometown guy. I'm born and raised here, and I always felt like, I'm going to back everything that's South Florida. And so I was always a Dolphins fan. So was my dad. And for me, that's okay. But for the people that are out of state or out of country, when they choose a team, it's at a moment in their lives because it was an impactful moment. That's what it was. And that's when I was a kid, I didn't have a baseball team. Fell in love with the Phillies. Why? Mike Schmidt, dude. I played third base, loved Mike Schmidt. Mike Schmidt was, to me, the best third baseman out there. 11 Gold Gloves. It wasn't just the home run hitting and all that stuff. And so Schmitty was like my guy. So he's the guy that made me a Phillies fan until we got the Marlins, and then I dumped the Phillies. But it's that athlete that captures your imagination, your love for whatever game it is. And you see, people like the Ingrams or people like Lenny from Lenny Locksmith, who are not growing up in South Florida. Okay, it's normal for a kid like me to grow up and love the Dolphins because I live here. That's why I love my Canes. That's why I love my Heat and Marlins and Panthers and Inter Miami and, you name it. I'm a hometown guy through and through, no matter what. But that's normal for me to do something like that. The person that lives in Pittsburgh, the person that lives in New Hampshire, New York, Chicago, Wyoming, California, and they become a Dolphins or a Heat fan or whatever. And I'm sure we picked up fans during the Big Three from all over the world. And they're probably Heat fans to this day. They're part of the Heat culture after that. Because, once your era's done with that favorite player, what do you do? And so a lot of people that they end up inheriting that team because I became a Schmidt fan, which then led me to become a Phillies fan. So who knows if Melvin Ingram's dad was a Marino fan that became a Dolphins fan. Like a lot of people out there. I'm sure some of you that are watching right now or listening on the podcast at any time, day or night that you're listening to this, you're sitting there going, that's me, oh. I live in Albuquerque, and the first time I saw Marino, I fell in love with him, and I've been a Dolphin fan ever since. So, it was cool to hear Melvin Ingram's story about his dad, because it kind of reminds me of the story for a lot of people on how they became a Heat fan, how they became a Miami Dolphins fan. And then it's just something in their history that took them there. They were big LeBron fans. So they followed him, and they followed him to Miami. And then they said, you know what? I like Miami. I'm going to stay liking Miami. And I'm sure there are some of you right now on the chat board right now that's how you became a Dolphins fan. It was Don Shula. It was somebody in the 70s team. It was the 70s team. It was Marino. It was Zach or Jason. It's sometimes that's what it takes to make you a fan of a specific team. So cool story with Melvin Ingram, and I hope he becomes a good addition for the Miami Dolphins in their rotation on the defensive side of the line. Eric says Miami's defense is stacked. If offense under McDaniel and Frank Smith take that expected jump, the defense will be even greater as they stand on the sidelines and watch Miami sustain drives and run the ball. Amen. I've said that myself. Aaron Berg says, born and raised in Baltimore, Marino was the reason I became a Dolphins fan. Been one ever since. There you go, Aaron. I've heard that many, many times, man. Corn Iowa Production says Marino made me a fan all the way out here in Iowa. I became a Dolphins fan after I watched Ace Ventura when I was 5 years old. How about that? That's awesome. Big O, would you keep Waddle or Tua as a dynasty pick? I'm thinking Waddle. That's a great question. Yeah, you have to keep Waddle. You only keep a quarterback if he's throwing, 45 touchdowns a year. Outside of that, you can get quarterbacks in the draft all the time. So, yeah, no, you have to keep Waddle. There's not much of a decision there. Let's see. I think they were installing new plays yesterday. Of course, it's going to look a little messy. I'm not worried about it, bro. Let's see. I chose Dolphins because the colors are different and Marino. Different reasons lead us to love our teams. Armstead and Connor Williams are going to make everything easier on offense. If they sign Treader, watch out. The more I think of the J.C. Treader situation and the Miami Dolphins, the more I keep thinking it's the inevitable. They need a center, technically. I mean, Dieter could probably do the job. He wasn't terrible last year at all. Eichenberg was terrible. All right? There were guys that were terrible on that team. Jackson was terrible. Dieter was not. But nobody's going to argue that J.C. Treader is an upgrade, not an upgrade. He's an upgrade. Okay? But the more I hear about all of this is, here's what I hear the most. Nothing. And the more I hear about nothing, and I start to look around, and I don't know how many teams are really like saying they need a center right now. Like yesterday, we had Jordan Schultz on. He was talking about, hey, well, Seattle needs a center. Yeah, but they're kind of in flux now. Miami is not. Miami's committed. They're set. They've made their commitment on offense. They've got a ton of weapons. They got some running backs. They got some linemen. They need an experienced center, which would then push Dieter to be your starting guard on one side. On the right side, he'll battle for that and be the backup center, or just be backup center, backup guard. Who knows? But the more that I don't hear anything about any team involved with Treader, think about this. We don't hear anything. Ravens inquiring about Treader, but no word. Seattle inquiring about Treader, but no word. We don't hear anything. The more I hear nothing, the more I'm convinced the Dolphins are going to sign J.C. Treader right before training camp. And right now, they're like, veteran guys aren't practicing as it is. You didn't have X practicing yesterday because what does X need to practice for? Guy's had several knee injuries. He's already proven he's a Pro Bowler. Yeah, he just needs to hang out and stay in shape. We'll call you when we need you, when the season rolls around. Byron Jones, yeah, I don't need you running around and mange you. Relax, take it easy. You know? Emmanuel Agba, yeah, if you want to take it off or you're a little dinged up, fine. I'm good. I don't need to see that guy. But the more I hear nothing going on, the more I'm convinced that he's coming to the Dolphins. The more I'm convinced Chris Greer and his agent have talked and said, all right, yeah, no, take the time off. We don't need him right now. He's a veteran. He'll easily adjust to what we're doing. He needs the time off. Let him rest in ease, all that good stuff. And he's probably also thinking, if I'm going to play, I'm not going to play right now. I don't need to play right now. I'll take my time off. Why am I going to deal with somebody telling me or somebody writing about, well, it's voluntary, but J.C. Treader's not here and he's new to the team. Shouldn't he be here even though he's new? And so now J.C. Treader doesn't have to hear that bull crap. He doesn't have to listen to or, hear other people talking about articles being written about him not being there. So he's not committed to anybody. So nobody can demand anything from him. So he can relax. And I just don't hear enough about other teams involved with him or wanting him and all that. And the more I think of it, the more I'm convinced he's going to be a Dolphin. I'm probably going to be 100% wrong here, but it's just so odd. Yes, there is practice today. We're not going to have Marcel or Alan Poupart today. They are off because they're in the middle of practice, and I'd rather them practice. What we're going to do is get them on Saturday. I'll do a short show on Saturday. It'll be kind of a Dolphin practice special on Saturday, so expect an extra show this week. I followed Shula over from Baltimore way back when, says Brett Dodger. Fulgencio says, undefeated team, perfect season, loved Fins Marino. I grew up a Joe Cribbs and Buffalo Bills fan back in the late 70s here in Western New York. When the Bills traded Cribbs to San Francisco, I got mad and jumped to Woodstock Dolphins. Wow. Damn, Eric. How about that? And you brought out Joe Cribbs, man. Damn. That's Ferguson throwing to Jerry Butler, correct? Right? Joe Ferguson and Jerry Butler and Joe Cribbs. I want to say. You old enough for that? No. Okay. But I want to say that's what it was, right? Wasn't it Jerry Butler at that time? Let's see. Big O watched Marino on TV when I lived in Monterrey, Mexico in 85. Been a fan since. Nico says, Marino Clayton super duper won me over in 84. Yeah, man. That's what it is. Sometimes it just takes that special moment with that one athlete that you love or team, and you're hooked and you're done. I became a Finn fan in the late 2000s. Cam Wake, baby. There you go. Harley. How about that? Growing up in SF Bay, says Banana. I hated hearing about Joe Montana, so I naturally turned to Marino as my savior, and here I am 30 years later. Big O, could you comment on the kind of trade moves that the Heat can make in the offseason? The Donovan Mitchell trade has been talked about. Now, here's the thing. Bradley Beal says he wants to stay in Washington for some sick and twisted way. Can I tell you something about Bradley Beal now that I'm thinking about now? The more I think about this, okay? Are you ready for this? Anybody that wants to stay in Washington and is happy being the big fish in a very small pond, and I'm sorry for any of you Wizards fans out there if you're watching right now because you're a Dolphins fan, but you're a Wizards fan and whatever, or you're a Canes fan and you're watching, you're also a Wizards fan. Apologies, but the organization's been a disaster. It's gone nowhere. It's going nowhere. If Bradley Beal wants to stay in Washington, which is every indication he's given, great for the Washington fans, okay? Great for Bradley Beal. But it also tells me Bradley Beal may not be cut out of what you want him to be cut out of here in Miami. If you want to come to Miami, you need to be a sumbitch. And there's no need to be a sumbitch in Washington because there's no pressure to win in Washington because nobody expects anything from the Wizards. And maybe that's the life that Bradley Beal wants to live in. He doesn't want to live in the life that you're criticized for being eliminated in the second round, or your fan base is really pissed off losing in the Eastern Conference Finals. Maybe he can't handle that. Maybe he's not that guy. Right? Because that guy wants to get out of Orlando to go to Los Angeles and take on all the pressure. Get my drift? So that guy wants to leave OKC to go to Golden State and put all the pressure. So when you're that guy, you seek pressure. And that's what Durant did. He then he ratcheted up by then saying, "Oh no, I'm not only leaving the Warriors now. No, I'm going to go over to the Nets and make them world champions." All the pressure. Now, it was a stupid decision on his part, but I give him credit for the pressure because he went to New York. He went to a team spending a lot of money with other stars, so expectations were through the roof. Ira Winderman had him winning 8 titles in a row. And so 9, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, but 9. Okay, so you think about it, Bradley Beal, dude, you're not Tom Brady. You're not willing to leave the Patriots to go to Tampa to put even more pressure because you've got to now help them win. Wow. You know what I'm saying? And that bothers me a little bit about Bradley Beal now. I was thinking about that yesterday. I don't think a lot of people have thought about that. I've never heard anybody talk about it. But I'm going to talk about it. And then you've got Damian Lillard, who's got a year left, but it's $40 million. So how much could you possibly trade? And in order to accommodate that salary, you would have to trade quite a bit. And if you can't accommodate at that point, but you're only going to get him for a year or two, and that's a lot of money. And he plays the same position of Lowry. So then what does that make Lowry? See what I'm saying? So now we get to Donovan Mitchell. And the talk in Utah is that the head coach is gone and they're going to move Rudy Gobert. And the Donovan Mitchell-Rudy Gobert relationship has never been good. But what's going to happen with Donovan Mitchell? Does he want out? Is he now going to want out after Quinn Snyder and the guy he doesn't get along with, Gobert, gets shipped out? And he looks around and he goes, damn, what do I do? Which, by the way, can we have a little fun with this, Sean? Are you ready? Dwayne Wade could play the double agent for us. You know, maybe that's why he went to Utah in the first place. It wasn't because he wanted ownership. It wasn't because he was pissed off at Mickey Harrison. No, he planned with Mickey Harrison to go to Utah, plant the seeds, and convince Donovan Mitchell to get the hell out and come to Miami. And then Wade will follow him a year or two later and sell his ownership rights in Utah and come to Miami.
Maybe there's more to that talk than just the legacy talk with Butler. Like, hey, cement your legacy, but I got help on the way.
I got help on the way. I'm going to help your legacy out. I'm going to expand my legacy too for the Heat also by being a double agent in Utah. Who cares if I'm kicked out of the NBA for being a double agent? I still have Gabby Union in bed. By the way, did you see the picture she put out of her in the pool? Oh, my God. You better go to her Instagram page or Twitter page. The latest Gabby Union pics. And how about J-Lo? Did you see the latest J-Lo pics of her in that bikini with the high heels, like the 4-inch high heels on the poolside? And she's just walking and flaunting. My Lord. You, sir, do some really good work. That's all I got to say. Bad work with me, but with J-Lo, holy moly. Dude, you are, God, I just want to tell you that there's no artist in the world that can come close to you. None. Nada. Don't matter. They can name them all. They can't come close to you, buddy. After Halle and J-Lo, I don't know. I don't know who's better than you. That is sculpting right there at its finest. And you're all welcome, by the way. If you haven't seen the J-Lo photo thing that she did on the pool, you're welcome. If you didn't see the latest Gabby pics, you're welcome. We're facilitators of fun here. So as I digress, I got to Dwayne Wade and went to Gabby. It's just one of those things. And I'll continue. I'll digress another time in this whole conversation. So Donovan Mitchell, does he want out? Is the question. Can you make the move for Donovan Mitchell? And what would you have to give up? Well, the first round pick for sure will be a part of it. Duncan Robinson will probably be a part of it. And Tyler Hero will be a part of it. Why do you think that young man had a groin injury? Have you seen Katya Elise Henry? My entire groins would be completely blown out if I was married to that. Told you I'd digress. Anyway, so I think that in this deal, you would probably have to make something like that happen. Okay? First rounder, Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson for Donovan Mitchell. That might be the guy that you can make a move for. But first, we have to hear that Donovan Mitchell wants out. Kyrie Irving is going to be available. I want nothing to do with Kyrie Irving. I know Jordan Schultz yesterday talked about Zion Williamson. Sorry, I cannot deal with Zion. Do you know how many food trucks we have here in South Florida? Yeah, that's true, actually. That's a good point by Sean. Not enough for Zion. Yeah, right. And plus, save it for the rest of us. Save for Sean. It's just one of those deals. Zion Williamson's not a guy that I would want to trade for. He's not a Heat player. If anything, he's proven he's not a Heat player. Between him and Lowry, fast food joints are closing down all over the place in South Florida. We talk about chain supply issues. When Zion Williamson and Kyle Lowry are done, there will be no more food in any of the drive-thrus here in South Florida. So, yeah, that's the other thing about Zion Williamson. It's a race between him and Kyle Lowry who can eat themselves out of the league faster. So Zion, I'm definitely not going to sign or trade for, that is. Plus, you would have to give up a bunch for that guy. I think Donovan Mitchell is the only guy right now that is like the guy that maybe I would go after and try to trade for. That might be the guy. That he should trade for Ben Simmons. Vita Guerra in her last 40s still looks amazing. Vita Guerra's got an amazing body. But from here up, Halle and J-Lo are at just another level. I think the majority of this team is back next season. Duncan probably traded, and maybe Tucker leaves for more money, and Martin replaces Tucker. Interested in seeing what they do with their first-round pick. No, they'll trade that. Big O, no lemon and honey today? Yes. Got it here. Wife made it for me. Let's see. I saw the J-Lo pics. Ridiculous for a woman in her 50s to look that good. Oh, look up Elizabeth Hurley too. What a fox. Yeah, oh no, she looks great. But Elizabeth Hurley is a little bit more skinnier than, J-Lo's got some meat on her. So I like that. Soy Latino. What can I tell you? When you got Latin in your blood, you just need a little extra meat on the bones. You got to have them curves. You know what I'm saying? But again, I've seen Elizabeth Hurley. She looks phenomenal. Phenomenal. But she is a skinny girl. And that's the only thing that, I don't know if Mitchell fits with our Kentucky boys, being he went to Louisville, Big O. I'm from Lexington, Kentucky, so I don't know about Mitchell, and I wanted to pop Pat on the head after passing on Booker for Winslow. They'll get over that crap. That doesn't mean anything. Once you're in the pros now, what you did in college, that stuff's for kids. You leave it behind you. Greater Good says Larry Zonka was and is one of us, just a regular guy, only a player who had the cojones to play practical jokes on Shula. Everyone else feared Shula. Well, that's because you should fear Zonka. You might want to fear Zonka more than anybody else. That was one tough hombre, bro. Well, I'm sure he's still a tough hombre. Excluding track athletes, is Tyreek the fastest player in all of professional sports? Brett, I have no idea, my brother. I doubt it. Let's just put it that way. I'm sure somebody is faster. Somebody has to be faster, and it's probably somebody you never even imagined, neither did I. Somebody's got to be faster. It's just too easy to say Tyreek is the fastest player in all of pro sports. Nah, there's somebody out there that's faster. I'm 20 minutes behind, but what you were saying about non-South Florida residents is exactly how I developed my love for the Dolphins. Born and raised in Massachusetts. All Boston except my Dolphins. That's amazing. PJ Tucker isn't going elsewhere for more money. He has his niche here. Love and respect by his teammates. Well, that sounds good in theory, Greater Good, but, they do leave for money. They do leave for money. So, let's see what we got here. Okay, what do we got going on in the market? Let's see. Where is Bitcoin at? It's over 30 right now. Okay, holding steady. And it went down a little bit. I told you guys it wasn't sustainable. It's just there's nothing in the market right now that's sustainable. It's just there's too much problems. Big O, did you see the report of Brian Flores making everybody walk the hallway in a single line and Albert Wilson calling it the strangest year of his career? No, I didn't see it. I just, at this point, it's like I know what Flores is, and maybe if I saw the story, I would probably glance over it and say, I'm just moving on. It's just, I'm going to enjoy the offseason, man. This is Pittsburgh's problem now, not the Dolphins. Okay, so they can have at it. I guess it wasn't too strange. Albert Wilson made the club for the coach. All right, what do we got here going on? Frank Gore is going to sign a 1-year deal and retire as a 49er. I've never been a fan of this. I've always looked at this as something incredibly cheesy. I'm sorry, I do. I You're not playing anymore, so you're really not retiring. It's a fake signing and a fake retirement. It's a fake contract, because it's not a real contract because you're really not a player. And I remember that Zach Thomas came back and signed a one-day deal to retire as a Dolphin, and Emmitt Smith did it after he left to the Cardinals. He came back and signed a one-day deal to end as a Cal. I mean, it's just so many players do this silly ass stuff, and really, none of us see. Here's why it's so silly. Okay, none of us say, "Well, Emmitt Smith played his last game for the Cowboys. After all, he signed a one-day deal with them. Did he play? No. Okay, so then no, he didn't. He played his last game with the Arizona Cardinals, not with the Dallas Cowboys. Zach Thomas, I'm not sure, was it Dallas or Kansas City? Whatever it was, that was your last moment. It wasn't with the Dolphins. Now, here's the part that is even more silly about the one-day contract. Did you really need Emmitt Smith to sign a one-day contract with the Cowboys? Or did you view him as a Cardinal? No. You look at him as a Dolphin. Jason Taylor, he played for the Jets and the Redskins. I'm sorry. Is he a Dolphin or is he a Jet or Redskin? Of course he's a Dolphin. It's the dumbest thing in the world. You don't need to re-sign the damn one-day contract. We already know what you are, dude. Frank Gore, you're a 49er, man. I know you played for the Bills and the Dolphins and the Jets, and you had a cup of coffee with a couple teams, but we all see you as a Niner. That's where you made your career. That's where you gained most of your yards. That's where you were at your best. You've always been a Niner. You will always be a Niner. It's the dumbest thing in the world. I don't know why they do it. It's a waste of time because you're going to be considered what you were when you were great and where you were in your most important times of your career and how you developed. Signing a one-day contract to come back to the team that you played for, that's what you're known for, is not needed whatsoever. Waste of time story, waste of time action, and it's complete silliness if anybody buys into this bullcrap thinking that it actually makes a difference. I've never heard anybody say, "Oh no, no, I Joe Namath is a Charger. He's not a Jet." Or was it a Ram? I'm sorry, a Ram. No, Joe Namath is a Ram. He's not a Jet. No, dude, he's a Jet. Greatest Rams quarterback of all time, says Sean. Oh, that is funny. That is funny. Yes?
Got a question for you.
Okay.
Did you hear about Tua's comments that he made
No, what happened?
about the offense last year?
What did he say? No.
Okay, it's in the Muscle and Fitness magazine. I've been trying to find it. I don't know if you saw me over here trying to go through some stuff.
Oh, did you see
This is in the article.
Did you see my spread there, Muscle and Fitness?
I did. It's quite
right.
impressive.
I said, we need a fat ass. And I said, here I am.
So
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If I call somebody a fat ass, I'm sorry. Oh, God.
He said one of the things for me was building my foundation back from my feet to my core and to my arm strength. And then he went on to say, he's seen some things. I've seen some improvements on being able to push the ball down the field once again. I honestly think it's just practice. I wasn't really able to push the ball down the field last year because we didn't have plays specifically to push the ball down the field. A lot of plays that were called last year were meant for one person. Either this person is open or the play might be dead. It's a little different now. My second year was different than my rookie year, and this year will be different than last year. and how we go about doing things. I definitely feel a lot more confident being able to push the ball down the field. It's going to be exciting.
Play design, bro. Haven't I been saying it forever? Play design, play calling. There was no method behind the madness with all of this, besides the line, besides the running game.
So basically, it was Jalen Waddle or bust.
Yeah, that's it. Right. It's just, it's ridiculous what everybody on offense had to deal with under Brian Flores. That's all. But again, this is why we have to kind of put the past behind us and have to, because what are we going to sit here all off season just to slam what happened and all that? It just gets old already at this point. You know, I know already it was shitty. I'm the guy that was telling you that behind the scenes it was crappy all last year. You know, so that's fine. I'm the crazy nutbag that kept saying, "Hey, he's going to get fired." You know, what do you mean? They're winning. What an idiot you are, O. They're going to fire the guy that won 7 in a row. I'm an idiot. I do call myself a lot of names. My friend is right, actually. So, anyway, it just... And this is all stuff we talked about here. He's going to have real coaching now. That's what he had in Alabama. So now all you haters or disbelievers or whatever you want to label your Tua stance, you got what you wanted now, right? And this is, let me talk about something here because I find this hilarious. I saw a guy talk about this and say, well, you know, the two excuses. Okay. So when the dog ate your homework, that's an excuse. When a line can't block, that's not an excuse. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Like those aren't, there's a difference. You know, when you say you made an excuse, it's because you're basically lazy. You're making an excuse because you failed to do your responsibilities, you know, those kind of things. They're excuses. They're not facts. The facts are you can't block. The facts are you can't run the ball. The facts are you didn't have a quarterback's coach. The facts are you didn't have a proven offensive coordinator. And worse than that, you had 3 offensive stooges discussing the offensive plays every 40 seconds. These are not excuses. These are facts. Excuses are that Bam Adebayo is not asked to be aggressive. That's an excuse. He just isn't aggressive. He can't be aggressive. He doesn't know how to be aggressive every single night because he's not wired that way. That's an excuse, not a fact. Okay? There's a difference between excuses and facts. So I guess it's the way some of you want to see it or the way others want to see it. I guess if you're a Tua detractor, you call everything an excuse, even though it's a fact. Like, can you argue they couldn't block? No. Fact. Can you argue that they couldn't run the ball? No. Fact. Can you argue that they didn't have coaches? No. Fact. Not an excuse, a fact. Reality. So it's interesting how you want to spin it to an excuse, but it's not an excuse. It's a fact. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see. Live it however you want to live it. If you want to be frustrated on it, but the past is the past. And we know exactly, those of us that follow it, you know exactly the hell everybody in that offense had to live under. And the reasons why you went 1-7 is because of all of those issues. And I'm sure now he looks at it and he says, wow, I got a competent offensive coordinator now. I've got okay, they know how to play design, all of that. Now I have what I need to go succeed. So we'll find out. We'll find out. But everything he said there, I wasn't surprised in that article. Too Extreme says, God, please, Big O, don't mention that Adebayo guy unless we're trading him. I don't expect to trade with Adebayo. They're going to keep Adebayo. And what they have to do is better around him. He is what he is, but they've got to better around him. What do you say? Oh,
there's no way they're trading.
No, none. Duncan's the guy that will get moved
because again,
or Tyler. I think those guys are very movable. Bam is not. There's no way.
The one thing that you've said is that the way that he'd play them, they know what they have.
Right.
So they know how to, they're trying to get the most out of them.
I think they are getting the most out of him. What they got to do now is get the most out of everybody else.
Yeah.
Because he'll do his role, but you need the power forward that's going to help and defend, stretch, all of those things. Besides PJ Tucker, you need another one. You need another Batman or Robin next to Jimmy Butler, and then Bam won't look as much as a liability. But if you put Bam where you need him to show up every night offensively, liability. And that's where a guy like Too Extreme, you're 1,000% right. That's when you're frustrated with him. But that's the problem now. What you have to do is make Bam, the 3 or the 4th option, not the 1 or 2, because he can't be that guy.
Are you mentioning Bam's name just to make him cringe so much and everything else, or is that why we keep talking about Bam Adebayo?
Oh no, I guess because of the trade. No, that was just because that's because Too Extreme brought it up. That's all.
Yeah. Nobody said it makes him cringe. I just thought you just kept saying, making sure you said the Bam Adebayo over and over just to make sure that he has to hear the Bam Adebayo as many times as we can say Bam Adebayo.
Sorry, Too Extreme. Sorry about the Bam stuff. I didn't mean to talk about Bam so much because it's just not a good thing to do it. So sorry. Big O, why does everybody that come on your show say Flo got a raw deal? I don't think everybody says that. Some do. I saw what was it? Schultz? No, Verderam said it yesterday. Hey man, some people feel he got a raw deal. That's life. That's life. I don't feel he got a raw deal, but some people look at the win column, and that's kind of the way they look at it. And they say the end result, oh no, and he's fine. And it's not the case. So I don't think that's what it is. By the way, Sloman's Home Security, a proud sponsor of our show, 1-800-ALARM-ME. That's 1-800-ALARM-ME. And we are giving away a free doorbell camera. The first 40 Big O listeners right now, 1-800-ALARM-ME. Free doorbell camera, home security system, professional installation. Listen, you're going to love this doorbell camera because you get to be in touch with everything going on in your home. And when they're delivering something, if somebody's at the door, you can find out whether you want to talk to them or not, so you can answer the door, or you just stay watching television and let them go away. I mean, there's so many positive ways to use it, and it's really easy. Plus, when you use our low-cost central station monitoring, and of course, the professional installation, and that cell phone of yours will be connected to that doorbell camera. Folks, we're going to give you an LED touchscreen pad, a motion detector, 3-arm doors, and a backup battery. Tell them that Big O sent you. It's really easy. 1-800-ALARM-ME. Protect your home, protect your business. Tell them that Big O sent you. They do a great job there. Great people. Jason and Zach and Jordan and Chris and all the amazing people out there at Sloman's. We love them all out there, and we love their support. And great sponsors. We're in 14 different states. So remember, it's not just Florida. We're in several states across the country. So we could be in your state. Call 1-800-ALARM-ME. All right. What else do we have here? Congratulations to USA defeating Morocco yesterday, 3-0. Now, Michael Pulisic I want to as an old man, I want to sometimes, I like to offer advice to younger people out there because I've lived it, I've seen it, I've experienced it, whatever it is in life. In fact, I was actually telling somebody in our business about something like this a couple of nights ago when we were in a conversation. But Michael, I just want you to know that you were out of line last night when you went out and challenged the USA, the Americans, and saying that not enough Americans were there to support him. And first of all, let me play the soundbite for you so you can hear Michael Pulisic after the game. He had a hell of a game. Really set up one of the goals. It was beautiful. Huh? Who? Oh, I said Michael, right? Christian Pulisic. I'm sorry. Christian Pulisic. Anyways, why am I saying Michael? Why am I saying Michael? Anyways, Christian Pulisic, who, really, he had a really beautiful setup for one of the goals. He's a hell of a player, Christian. I mean, he is a monster. There's no doubt about it. I love watching the USA team. I love watching soccer. But we kind of talked a little bit about this, about, some of the local teams the other day. But let me let you hear from Christian ripping into not enough Americans showing up for the game. Go ahead, Sean.
I'm happy he scored.
It's been a couple months since you were back in front of these U.S. fans. How'd it feel tonight?
Yeah, it was nice. To be honest, for whatever reason, I'm not super happy with the amount of Americans here, however that works out, if I'm being completely honest. But it's thanks to the ones who did come, and the support is always great from them. But yeah, it's nice to be back in America and playing again.
Thank you, Christian.
Thank you.
Interesting and newsworthy. Christian Pulisic calling out the American.
Yes. And so I understand. Listen, it's not like he's way off, like you would like to see more support. But Christian has to understand this because he's been playing overseas and playing with international clubs. The love for soccer in this country is not there yet. And more importantly, the United States men's soccer team has accomplished squat. And they've been a disappointment for decades now. That's the part that Pulisic has to understand. That's why a Marlins player or an Inter Miami player can never complain about attendance. When Michelle Kaufman wrote that article about attendance 2 days ago, I was like, no, I'm sorry, that doesn't fly. I don't care that they're 5-2-2. It doesn't turn around after 3 years of incompetence and you've been terrible. And now that you had a nice stretch, last year they had a nice stretch. Bad teams have nice stretches. You can't expect people to just forget it and just go on and get on board. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen for Major League Baseball. It won't happen for the Panthers. And it's certainly not going to happen for soccer in this country. Until the U.S. men's national team starts to win impactful games and make noise at the international level like the women have. Why do you think the women pack it in, Christian? Because we've gotten to the point where we appreciate the women. Their soccer style is better. And they win. You guys don't. So until you start winning and winning something significant, you cannot ask people in this country to come support you because they're not. You're soccer, dude. You're not football. You're soccer. You're not the NBA. You're soccer. You're not college football. There are only a few religions in this country, and I just mentioned which they are in sports. Soccer is not our religion. Me, yeah, I'm watching. You don't have to do anything to win me over. Sure, I'm going to watch Inter Miami. You don't need to do a damn thing to win me over to go see Inter Miami, support Miami FC, support Miami Beach FC, support him or she. Whatever. I'm going to support all kinds of local soccer. But I'm the minority and I know it. Christian, you need to know you're the minority, my brother. You gotta know your place. You haven't earned a damn thing. And get your European mindset out of it because we're not in Europe. And if you want that, then play for Portland and play for Seattle, and then you'll get it. Okay? Although I think Carolina is like one of the tops in attendance. It's like crazy stuff. Let me see. Because Miami is averaging 12,800 in an 18,000 seat stadium. Atlanta averages 46, Charlotte 37, Seattle 31, Nashville 28. So Miami doing bad, but Christian has got to slow his roll. Slow his roll big time. Wait your turn. When you've earned it, then you can demand it. But for right now, you're a niche sport in this country. I mean, Christian Pulisic better wake up. Baseball's become a niche sport in this country. It's not a major sport anymore. They can say they want. They can say all they want that it's a major sport, but it's really not a major sport anymore. Hockey, baseball, and soccer are niche sports in this country. You know, basketball and football are the only ones that are truly, general sports in this country. Everything else is niche. We just don't follow it the same way anymore. Now, football and basketball, we do. Yes, sir? What do you say?
Unless they're winning.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And when he plays over in Europe, I know he's on one of the bigger clubs over there, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but he's used to going to the lesser cities and it's packed.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So he's used to seeing a fanaticism. That's all they have. That's what they do there, dude. They don't see. That's the other thing that people don't understand. Because I always trip out with people. Whoa, soccer is king. Soccer is the best in Argentina. Soccer is the best in England. Soccer is the best here. Soccer is the best. And you're right. Soccer is the best in all those countries. There's only one problem. They don't support 4 major sports, 5 major sports. If you throw in golf, they're not like us. No country's like us. They may have a second sport, right? Some countries, but they don't have 4 major league sports.
Playing at the same time on the same day.
Yeah, they don't have that, dude. Nobody has that. It might be rugby in one country. It might be cricket in another. It might be boxing in another. It might be baseball in another. But they're minor compared to what it is. And in this country, baseball and hockey aren't at the level of football and basketball. So I know they're all called major league sports, but still, it's still pretty damn big. Way bigger than anything in any other country. And that's the difference. Soccer's our 5th sport. And I don't even know if it's the 5th because golf and tennis are right there in this country as niche sports like soccer. Nobody has what we have when it comes to all these leagues. That's what I also trip out on. Now, I will give them credit. They have multiple soccer leagues too, because they have multiple divisions, But we're a different breed, man, compared to every other country. Let's see. I'm a Premier League guy. Oh, I still watch Inter, but love the quality of the PL. Of course, man. Premier League is the tops. Bam has developed his game yearly. The Heat need a taller big man than PJ Tucker that has an outside shot to complement Bam's game. Maybe Yurtseven develops more during the offseason. We shall see. We'll be at the Summer League, Sean and myself. I'm trying to see if they have a Radio Row. Something tells me they don't have a Radio Row there yet. Yeah, we may be at Tommy Rockers, probably. If you're going out to the Vegas Summer League, by the way, we'll be out there We'll be out there from the 6th through the 15th. Okay? I'm going out a day before you. By the way, you're going out on the 7th. I'm actually flying out late in the 5th at night. Why? Because on the 6th is Morrissey. So I'm not missing Morrissey. So I'm going to see Morrissey. I'm going to see Morrissey. I'm going to see the Black Keys. Young the Giant is there too. It's the same night as the Black Keys. But I love the Black Keys, man. They're so good. So good. What do you got? What Thomas and Mack? What are you talking
Oh,
about?
that's where the summer league is.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
oh, you thought it was in the arena?
No. I knew it wouldn't be in the arena, but we could probably, go from there.
Oh, we would have to contact the Thomas and Mack people, is what you're saying.
I'm thinking.
No, but the NBA runs
Well, no,
it.
the NBA runs it, but
we're contacting the NBA right
yeah,
now.
no, that's what I'm saying. I mean, there'll probably be. I was trying to figure out how it would be set up, but I mean, ultimately, I think there's enough there to where, somewhere we could be set up, and then
I would hope so. You know, it would be cool if we can go and set up there. If not, I mean, we'll be at Tommy Rockers. If any of you are traveling to Vegas for the Summer League, we'll be out there. You can catch us from the 7th through the 14th, let's just say. You know, the 6th, I'll be around town and hanging out and going to a concert. But the 7th through the 14th, we'll be working. We'll fly out the 15th, which is a Friday. I'm pretty sure of that. So, yeah. Let's see. Alex Cross says, Big O, did you give permission to Omar to watch practice? No. We told Omar he has to go to practice blindfolded. And that way he doesn't have to write anything negative about Tua. Dougie Fresh says Pulisic is a talent we need. However, U.S. Soccer has to know where it's going, and then the fans will go with them. Pulisic is putting those in the wrong order. Master it first, then you matter. Exactly. That's my point. He's too used to Europe. You know. And let's see what else. Big O, I saw a couple of episodes of The Lake Show. I remember you said you were watching it. How'd you like it? I enjoyed the hell out of it, actually. It was better than I expected. Once you get past, most of it is BS and exaggerated, just enjoy it for entertainment, you're good. If you sit there like my buddy, oh, this can't be true, or that can't be, bro, let it go already. Relax. It's a TV show. Just enjoy it, man. Jerry West is not that kind of an asshole. Relax. Okay? It's we get it. I know. I understand. Let it go. But I enjoyed it. I watched the 3rd episode of Obi-Wan last night. I'm enjoying that. Big O, I need some Edge energy drink for Ibiza summer trip. Well, Anthony, all you got to do is go to myedgedrink.com. Use my code Big O, get 10% off, and try the best energy drink on the planet. Delicious, smooth, and zero aftertaste. So go to myedgedrink.com and enjoy it. Trust me, you will love it, man. myedgedrink.com. And a great elixir, too. I'm going to have to, you know what? We need to send some to Vegas, to the house in Vegas, whenever I get the right house. God, I had it yesterday. Dude, I was so pumped. I was so proud of myself that I found that place. I mean, it was a badass place that we had set up in Vegas. I mean, the parties we were going to have there, cocaine, hookers, everything. I mean, it was going to be legendary. Maybe that's what maybe he heard about it and he canceled. That's probably what it is. No, seriously. I mean, it was just what a killer pad. I'm so depressed right now because of that. The English go crazy watching darts. You guys are a trip, man. You guys are definitely a trip. By the way, make sure you if you need a moving service, Essential Moving Experts, Sean Williams and the boys. They do a great job. You can reach out to them at 844-368-5750 and use my name, Big O, and you will get $150 off. Moving was never so easy, folks. Whether it's long moving services, home moving services, long distance moving services, office relocation, they do it all at essentialmovingexperts.com. Flat rates, no surprise charges, safe and efficient loading and unloading practices all the time. Go to the website, go to essentialmovingexperts.com. You can email them at support@movinghelpdesk.com, and they will answer your questions. So if you need to move, Essential Moving Experts, and they're Dolphin fans. As you can see, they use Dolphin colors, which is actually really, really cool. So tell Sean and the boys that we sent you over 1,600 happy customers. That's impressive, folks. It's a lot of happy customers right there. What else do we have going on in the world? Did I take a break at the top? No. Let's take a break right now. Hour number 3. We continue. We roll on from beautiful Hialeah Park. Great gaming action downstairs with all of the slot action. Loosest slots out there, man. So take advantage. Always great entertainment on weekends. And we're out here in the second floor poker. You know what we really would like is that every Thursday, we got all these tables here. They're always empty. You know, we could have these tables loaded, have some fun, take some questions from you guys. And maybe if people start coming, we create some giveaways and things like that. So, if you have time and you can hang out on Thursdays with us, come on out to Hialeah Park, man. Let's try to start making it like a little event. That would be actually really cool if we could start doing that. They got great food. They got entertainment. You're by the way, smoke-free. It's the other thing. So nobody's blowing any smoke in your face or anything like that. It's a smoke-free casino. They do have smoking slots outside. So hour number 3 is next.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646.
Why is it that you get locked out in the worst moments of your life?
Where are my car keys? Man, I can't find my house keys.
In those frustrating moments, you need a locksmith you can count on. A. Lenny Locksmiths in South Florida, from Miami to Port St. Lucie. In Central Florida, A. Lenny locks it down in Orlando and Tampa Bay. Lockouts or lock changes for home or business. Car key replacements and programming all model cars. 24-hour service. Call them at 855-869-5625. Go to the website at alennylocksmith.com.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house! Get out of the house!
Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
Red, an infrared light, has the capacity to penetrate deep into the cell's mitochondria, potentially leading to increased energy, faster recovery, and the optimal performance your body demands. Red Recover can maximize your efforts by potentially improving cellular metabolism, blood circulation, and muscle recovery. Evolve your training and step into the new era of muscle recovery. Red Recover.
Sports Grill on Bird Road, Miami Lakes, and their newest location in Doral is now hiring. If you're looking to join a great company and South Florida institution, give them a ring or drop an email. Sports Grill is hiring all kinds of positions from hostess to servers, bartenders, or join the kitchen staff to craft some great food for their amazing customers. Please send your resume to m.cruz@sportsgrillmiami.com or call 305-219-5726. That's 305-219-5726. Sports Grill. Good food, good drink, good friends.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CFs, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
When you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks, eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. You can rely on Essential Moving Experts. Mention the Big O Show and get $150 off. Family owned and operated, they offer free 30-day storage, full-service moving, fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Moving was never so easy. EssentialMovingExperts.com. The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
The Big O Radio Show is brought to you by Sports Grill. Good food, good drinks, good friends. Craig Zinn Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealership in the Southeast United States. The Fort Lauderdale Police Department. The FLPD is hiring. Go to FLPDjobs.com.
When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
We're back. Somebody's asking me if I think Morrissey will have a concert here in Florida. Of course, he was here like 3 years ago. Went over to the Fillmore, I want to say. I've seen him a couple of times. He'll eventually come by, but last couple of tours he has not done South Florida or Florida, period, overall. So yes, I agree. We got a couple things coming out of Dolphins camp. Omar Kelly, and he'll join us tomorrow on the program, so we'll have some fun with O. And he tweeted out a couple there. First of all, tell me when you're ready to post the first one. All right. And it says, you see it there. It says, I've been waiting for these moments. Is that the one you have up, or you have the average day? Yeah. Kelly is quoting McDaniel. He says, I've been waiting for those moments where you have a slight obstacle. Tua is very critical of his ball placement. Yesterday, he had some throws where he was demanding of himself. Then Kelly followed up and said, average day for the Dolphins offense, but defense got roasted by Tua and Waddle, 2 deep bombs and 2 touchdowns, 1 on the deep bomb. And listen, it's nice, right? It's nice that he's critical of himself because he does have great work ethic no matter what anybody else tells you about it. It's nice that he had some success like he did last week, and then yesterday he had some struggles, right? It's kind of the way it is. It's called practice. And somehow or another, we seem to paint a picture that we think everything is supposed to be impeccable for every quarterback when they all make mistakes. You know how Russell Wilson started off practice yesterday? Interception. Yep. Yep, exactly. What a terrible trade. It's May and June. Relax. Okay? Pressure's not on right now. What he did with the 2 bombs today means nothing. Okay? All I want is that Tua, it looks good physically, that he's healthy. The line, we don't know because they're not really hitting, so we're not really going to find out about the line. I just want guys to be healthy. That's all. Just get through it. Do your mental reps. Try to get your timing down as much as possible. It's still going to change once you get the pads and contact going. It throws everything off a little bit. So there'll be an adjustment there again. But to hang on every moment of every throw, and whether he was good today and he hit there or he didn't yesterday or he did the week before, you got to let it go, man. Remember what I tell you about crypto at times? If you're going to look at it every day, you're going to drive yourself crazy. If you don't have the patience, don't look at it every day because you're going to talk yourself into things that you don't need to. You're in for the long term. Don't try to get out of it in a week or a month. Relax. That's why sometimes some of you just need to invest and kind of step back and just let it go. Let it sit there, or maybe just DCA without you even seeing it. That way there's no emotion and you just continue. You know what I mean? But it's just, you're going to drive yourself crazy worried about whether he did well today or tomorrow when it matters only when they start hitting. It matters only when it starts counting as games. It matters when you're facing the Bills. It matters when you're facing the Jets and the Patriots and everybody else that's on your roster. That's when it matters. The 2 bombs, it's nice, but it's no big deal. You know what I like? Tua's healthy. That's all I want. I just want Tua healthy so he has a shot to have some success in the regular season. When you are trying to install a new offense to set a set of guys, you have to have the coolest plays, but if they aren't executed, your play isn't cool, says McDaniel. He is definitely a cut from a different cloth. I don't get excited when stuff works because I know a humbling experience is coming, McDaniel says. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's just relax. No big deal. None of it is a big deal. All I want is the guys to be healthy coming out of all of this. Get your mental reps in, and that way the plays better and better as time goes on. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
I was
sir.
looking at something Travis Wingfield put out there.
What do you put?
I guess he's watching with OJ McDuffie.
Right.
He said OJ said he gets on top of the defense so damn fast. His speed is different in person.
Oh, Tyreek.
Referring to Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, he's a fast guy.
But when you start hearing like receiver, I mean,
yeah.
Again, OJ might not have been the fastest guy, but when you hear guys that have played and excelled in that position,
but he knows.
Speaking exactly, right. It kind of gives it a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely. Juice knows, man. Juice knows. There's no doubt about it. He knows that dude. That dude is. I mean, none of us. We don't need to be told that. You can see it. You've seen it for a while. Let's see. Thank you, Big O. It's preseason mandatory OTAs on June 1st and 2nd. It's just practice for the entire Dolphins team. All players and coaches and organization. It's just practice. Exactly. If everything worked, they wouldn't be experimenting enough. It's actually a really good line, Mike. I like that. Lamar Jackson. This story continues, and it's a weird story now because now you've got other people involved and people that are slamming, Lamar Jackson and why he isn't at practice and so why he's not at OTAs. And remember, he still needs to negotiate a contract. But, we had Ian Rapoport on, and it was like he was talking about how difficult it is to keep up with this story because it's Lamar and his mom that are running the negotiations. There is no agency involved, which is a major mistake on his part. The fact that you want to go cheap and not pay the commission, it's ridiculous. It's you want pros to handle the things that you don't handle normally. A great example was just recently, my wife. She was just getting the runaround from the insurance company. I said, sweetheart, it's over. You're not doing this anymore. I'm calling Welton Rayom. She goes, no, I can. I go, no, you can't. You can't handle it. You don't know all the laws in the state. You need a professional. They know the laws and they know how to use them to our advantage as clients. And sure enough, Welton Rayom has cut through the butter with a hot ass knife, and they're getting results. So here, you don't have that pro involved. John Harbaugh told reporters earlier this week that Jackson would eventually speak for himself. Former quarterback and NBC sports personality Chris Sims, which grain of salt with everything that kid says. I mean, I got to be honest, and he is just very mediocre on the air, by the way. He says that Tom Brady wouldn't be missing OTAs in year 4 of his career during an on-air appearance. Says Brady didn't miss an OTA until he played in 4 Super Bowls. Lamar tweeted back. He snapped back at Chris. He says, Lamar wants to be Lamar, Chris. Don't you love when they talk about themselves in the third party? Anyway, this part of the OTAs is voluntary, my guy. I will be there, just not on your watch. It's probably other QBs not attending voluntary OTAs either, but since it's Lamar, it's a huge deal. Find something else to talk about. Now, he's right about that. He is completely right, but he has to understand this. They're voluntary, but you're the quarterback. They're voluntary, but you're up for a contract. They're voluntary, but there are no negotiations. So people are concerned, like, what's going on? And I don't know, maybe Lamar's got this crazy-ass idea, and I don't know why, but maybe he wants to bank on himself again this year. And he's like, F that, dude. I'm going to bank on myself, and they're going to pay me big-time money next year after I have a monster season. But if he doesn't, that's why you got to take the money now. Take the guarantees now. And maybe they have a little leverage on you because you didn't have a good year last year. But that's what you have to understand, Lamar, that you're the quarterback. So you're the lightning rod. We should know. We have a lightning rod here named Tua Tagovailoa. And 80% of the time, he never does anything to really deserve. 95% of the time, he does nothing to deserve the criticism that he gets. But he's a quarterback. It's how it is, man. You're Jay Cutler. You're in the middle of the heat. You're the quarterback. Doesn't matter what guy we talk about, Dan Marino, whatever. You're the quarterback. You're in the middle of the crap storm. Jay Fiedler, you're in the middle of the crap storm. So when you look at Lamar's situation, if he would like other people to talk about other things, well, most teams have their quarterback signed. Most teams don't really have a quarterback that is waiting for a contract issue. So, yeah, it's voluntary. You're right, Lamar. You're 1,000% right. But you're a quarterback seeking a contract, which nobody knows. It looks like there's no contract negotiations going on. The Ravens haven't said anything. So then people are going to be concerned. And I think a lot of people, like myself, while I'm not I'm not a believer at all of him as a passer. How do you not like Lamar the person? Like, he's so likable because, he's a good kid at heart. You can tell. That's, you can tell he had good upbringing and everything. He's a good kid. Now, he may have his own ways and thinking and doing things, but he's not a bad person at all. So you want him to succeed. And because I don't think in the end he's going to be a good quarterback, and I think if he banks on himself, he's going to pay the price. I'm really hoping he comes to his senses and agrees to some kind of a long-term deal now and take guarantees that may not be on the table for you if you flop again this year. Because as time has gone on, I think they're figuring it out more and more what they need to do to stop him. And I know Ian didn't agree with me on this, but to me, it's dinosaur-like. It's ass backwards to play in this offense in this league. A running quarterback offense in a passing game, that's not good math. You're going to find yourself playing catch-up the entire time. And I don't think that makes a lot of sense if you're the Ravens. But if that's the bet they want to make, well, then lay in it and go for it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Lamar can become a good passer along with the stupendous athlete that he is and guy that runs like lightning, man. Yeah, I've never seen anything like that. Big O, I'm at work, but wanted to pop in and let you know I love the show and hope you and the affiliated parties are doing well. Thank you, sir. And we are doing fantastic. Appreciate all of you out there for keeping it locked as always. Let's see. Manuel Malo says Connor Williams just said his expectations is that he will play center. We'll see. That's probably where they're playing him now. He will make more money as a center than a guard, right? So maybe he also said, hey, this is a good opportunity for me to make a little more money down the line. Have you heard of fan control football? I have heard of it. I have not bothered to what. I mean, dude, Johnny Manziel and T.O. are in it. Yeah, no, I have no interest in watching any of that. So, yeah, I've heard of it, but yes. Oh, we got him? All right. All right, let's switch gears here. Let's talk a little Okie. David Dwork is ready to go. It's our lockdown segment, baby. Let's talk Panthers with David Dwork next.
Time for the lockdown segment with Florida Panthers insider David Dwork. This lockdown is brought to you by A. Lenny Locksmith Services. Count on them 24 hours a day. Go to the website at alennylocksmith.com. Here's WPLG Local 10 insider David Dwork.
All right. David, I brought this up to George a couple days ago, and I had no idea that you guys were covering Adam Gase Part 2.
God. Is that where we're at now? Making the cross-sport local comparisons here?
We're in the off season now, bro. We're not in the Eastern Conference Finals. I didn't have the pleasure of watching the Panthers take down the Tampa Bay Lightning in Game 1 like the Rangers did in that game. By the way, and they're really good at blocking shots too in that final game the other night. So I hope the Panthers were watching that one. No, but I was watching the season-ending press conference from Bill Zito, and my man's got Adam Gase. Now, Adam Gase had crazy eyes. He has crazy intense eyes. It's like they're different kind of eyes, okay, but they're the kind of eyes that I don't want to be on the flip side of those eyes. I just want you to know that. So I don't even know how you ask that guy any questions because he'll look at you like, and then you're like, wow, did I piss him off? Like,
yeah, he's an intense dude.
Can you give him a? Sean's gonna he's gonna chime in with a little Bill here. Bill shocked with the response of, I don't know, David Dwork's question, which would be this. Go ahead. Right there. Okay? David, how could you ask that? How dare you?
It's funny because, he looks so intense and, he'll give you that. But, I love when Bill Zito speaks just because he's so thoughtful and he'll give you a good answer. He'll think about it and he'll give you a little awkward pause.
Oh, he's good.
He'll really give you, he'll give you an honest answer, which is a lot more than a lot of people in his position. But yeah, it's a little creepy. And I love Bill Zito. I don't want to insult Bill Zito at all, but when you first brought up Adam Gase, I wasn't sure where you were going with that.
Oh, you had
Now
no
I
idea
kind of
we were
see
going
it.
here? You had no idea we were going here?
Maybe my brain just wants me to keep it so professional that it won't let me go there and have a little fun.
Oh, we got to have some fun with this. These are memes ready to happen, bro.
That's not my department. I do GIFs. I don't do memes.
That last space was like Panthers out of the playoffs. You know, that's what that was right there. That last space there.
Imagine having a camera on him during the Tampa series.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. Just
if looks could kill.
Yeah. That's that was intense right there. All right. So talk to us. When is the decision made on the interim head coach? What happens with Brunette?
I am hearing that those wheels are in motion right now. That there was a little bit of a pause once the season ended, just so they could kind of get their shit together and collect their thoughts, and that's understandable.
Of course.
But yeah, I mean that's not something that they want to wait on, based on what I've been told. Whether it's to give them the opportunity to prepare for the offseason with Bruno in check, or and this is kind of the big question about the decision: how much change are they willing to invoke on this team ahead of next season? Because bringing in a new coach, I would bet that means they're bringing in a new philosophy too. Otherwise, if you want to keep if you want to keep the train moving the way it's been going, keep the guy in place who had a really good season, brought this team to a point that they had never reached before. Granted, the playoffs, that was a disastrous end. But just like what the players would learn, you would expect the coach would learn as well. If they want to keep employing the same style of hockey, then I think you get Bruno back in there and you roll with him. If they want to make a change, if they want to maybe see more defense, if they want to see a team that defends differently, if they weren't happy with the attacking style, if they weren't happy with the special teams, which was being run by Bruno, they need to make a change. And the change is going to come sooner rather than later, just because options are going to start getting plucked out of the tree left and right. There's a lot of good names out there right now. That's not going to stay the case for a while. And I will say one other thing, and I know this is something that you and I have kind of touched on off air. Zito's never picked a head coach. He's picked this team. It has his signature all over it, but he hasn't handpicked his head coach yet. So is Bruno his guy? We're going to find out in very short order.
So before I ask you about Bruno, what would you do with the style? Is it defensive enough? Is it too offensive? How do you look at it? Should they tweak their style?
I think there are tweaks to be made. I don't know if it's a whole nother coaching style, if it's a whole nother outlook, like, new systems and all that.
Tweaks player, tweak not system. What you're saying?
Because look at Tampa. Look at Washington. Neither of those are defensive teams, but they showed up in the playoffs as defensive teams. They switched something, and they did a really good job against Panthers. So that tells me maybe it's not so much personnel. Maybe it's not. It's just these players are going through it right now. They're learning. They had to learn what it takes to win, right? So they had a great regular season. Now they have to learn what it takes to win in the playoffs, because it's a completely different animal. And you can talk about it all nonstop, ad nauseum. Until you are in the mix, until you are in that trench, living through it, you don't know. So I'm thinking these guys are learning as they go. How much do you want to shake it up is the question.
Where do you lean on the cliche that people will tell you, and you're way smarter than I am in hockey, that, yeah, Panthers had a great offense, but they didn't have the offense for the playoffs. The playoffs is a different monster, and they weren't prepared for that different monster. That style of play will not survive. And something, to me, it's not so much their offense, or maybe they overcommit on offense and then they expose themselves on defense. But to me, their problems is more on defense than it is. I mean, their offense is amazing. So it's not like, I don't know how the offense can be a problem. So explain to me when somebody says that their style of hockey was great for the regular season, but it doesn't fly in the postseason. So do you agree with that theory? Is it accurate? Is it off? How should we view that?
I think comes down to a lack of options. I think they did something really well during the regular season. They played a rush transition game where they would pick up the puck, whether it's in the neutral zone, whether the defensive zone, and they were gone. That's why, they would get burned sometimes on their zone exits, because it was an instant offensive push. And if it doesn't work out, then suddenly the puck's back in your end. But They did that to perfection during the regular season. Maybe they weren't ready to have that shut down on them in the postseason. We saw them kind of adjust against the Capitals. I think against Tampa, it was kind of a combination of Tampa shutting things down defensively in the neutral zone, which we saw the Capitals do well. Tampa sacrificing every part of their bodies they had in the defensive end to block shots.
Yeah.
And also the big X factor in that series was Vasilevsky, the goalie, because it's not like the Panthers weren't generating opportunities. It wasn't like they weren't getting shots on goal. They weren't getting chances in the danger areas. Maybe not to the extent that they did during the regular season, but they were getting their chances. Game 1, for the first 2 periods, they looked good. Game 2, pretty much the entire game was neck and neck. Game 4, another neck and neck game. Game 3, they were good in the first couple of periods as well. It was tight. So it wasn't like they were getting blown out of these games until late. And I think maybe that would come in with frustration of trying to do something well that you did all season. It wasn't working in the playoffs. Now, again, I don't know how much of a personnel issue it is because their roster is stacked. Even on the defensive end, they've got great players back there. They've got guys that know how to defend. Are they good at scoring? Sure, but it's not like you're going to be an NHL defenseman and not know what you're doing in your own end. I think that they just weren't maybe, and this could be a coaching thing, weren't prepared for, shifting gears during the playoffs, which clearly they needed to do.
Or they weren't wired that way in order to do it.
Well, if that's the case, which it wouldn't surprise me if it's just kind of, again, this should just be me, but I'm somebody who you could tell me something 10 times face to face until I learn it and learn it the hard way. I'm not going to make those adjustments. I'm a stubborn person. I don't know how much that would apply to hockey, but I just know that for a lot of people, you got to learn something on your own. You got to fall on your face. Not a lot of people can just take advice and go with it and just take it like, okay, sure, whatever you say, I'm going to go with it. So the Panthers, again, this metaphor is gotten a little off the rails, but the Panthers, I think learning on the fly is something that can't really be put into like a metric, but just looking at Tampa, our closest rival, look at all the series they had to lose, all the controversy that John Cooper had to go through before they finally got to where they wanted to go. And it wasn't just that 4-game sweep the year before they won the cup when they got swept by Columbus. They went to the finals a couple years before that and lost. They went to the conference finals a couple times before that. They went through a lot of adversity before they became what they are. So anybody thinking that the Panthers were just going to show up and be amazing and roll through the playoffs, I mean, it's a little bit of a naive, viewpoint just to think that way.
You're right, but a lot of people were talking about like they couldn't make it to the cup, right? And then here's the other thing. It's that Barkov, Huberdeau, and Ekblad have been here for so many years now. And I think that's what it is. It's like, all right, well, we keep waiting. Oh, we got to wait another year that they're going to figure it out. And so I think that's what it is. We're not a patient society. And since you've been selling us Barkov, Huberdeau, and Ekblad every year, and what is it, at least 6, 7, 8 years now that they've been here? Something like that, right? Easily? That's where it gets to a point where people look at it and they go, well, dude, if he was playing basketball or football, he should be either a star or he's just not the guy. And in the end, I'll say this. This is what I wanted to ask you. When I look at Tampa, I saw a lot of sacrifice. When I watch the Rangers in the last couple games, I see a lot of sacrifice. Yeah, they've got guys that can be stars and can score, and their goalies are playing really well, but their defense is desperation to the max. And they will create a force field around their goalie to try to make it as easy as possible for him and as hard as possible for the opponents to get through all those layers. Are the Panthers as committed to doing those kind of things that I see from the Lightning and the Rangers here in the last couple of weeks and watching the playoffs?
I think in the defensive zone, I saw them shift late in the season in the playoffs to playing much better. And I think that's part of why Bob looked so good late in the season in the playoffs. Because it wasn't like Bob wasn't giving up the rebounds that he has been known to give up. They were clearing that shit out really well. The high danger areas, they were best I've seen them do in years. Now, in terms of sacrifice, in terms of shot blocking, in terms of sacrificing your body and those things, yeah, they could do that a little bit better. But you can say that about a lot of teams in the playoffs. It's, again, whether it's a mental thing, a learning thing, that's something that I just, look at the eye test. You're seeing other teams do it and the Panthers didn't. So
I almost feel you don't do it and you don't sacrifice because you're so good offensively and you've leaned on that offense all year long. And by the way, it came through all year long during the regular season. And so now oh, feet don't fail me now, that whole thing. Well, offense failed me now.
Yeah.
And I almost feel like there was a little more finesse than the blue collar. In other words, they needed a little bit more of those 96 Panthers mixed in there with the blue collar stuff.
Yeah, I mean, when your back goes against the wall and when they're going at stuff, you're gonna probably go back to what you know best and what you succeeded with best. And that's looks like it's what they did in the playoffs. That they got pushed pretty hard. They got punched in the face, which maybe they got a couple of jabs during the regular season, but they always came back with haymakers and won the games. In the playoffs, it was a little bit different. Right. And they didn't do what you saw other teams doing. Washington, I mean, they put it on the line. They played a completely different style than we saw them do during the regular season. They knew that they were a lesser team, and they almost won that series. They came this close to an empty net goal in Game 5 that would have put Florida back, or Game 4, whatever it was, that would have put Florida back 3-1, and maybe they don't get out of the first round. So I think a lot of lessons need to be learned based on their, from their playoffs this year. Will it happen? I think so. They're young, they're hungry, they're smart. And we've seen them learn. We've seen them improve over the last few years. Look at how good they were this past season compared to the first two. With this regime, with this coaching staff, obviously the head coach changed, but it's been the same guys, the same systems for the last 3 years now, and they've gotten better every year. No reason to think they won't continue to do that next year. And with that in mind, it sets them up pretty nicely, especially when you think about all the players that are coming back. Like, they're still going to be super stacked next season.
Yeah, you hope they take that next step. You know what I mean? The problem.
Oh, yeah.
I think this was catastrophic for them in a way, because the fringe fan, the borderline guy, you didn't win them over. They looked at it and said, "Same old Panthers," is what they saw. That's what they saw in the second round. That's not impressive to them. If they would have made a deep run into the Eastern Conference or even get to the finals, I think that would have created the buzz for the average fan, the one that is not even, that doesn't know hockey too well and all that. The people that I saw get in on the fence in 96, you didn't win those people over. And that's the only thing that I feel bad for the Panthers going into next season, that they're still going to have the hardcore, but they did not get over that threshold of trying to be some kind of a household name in South Florida. And the only way you do that is by having impactful success in the playoffs. And that's the one thing that I will say I think will set them back going into next season. They've got to cross that threshold before they really get to have the success that they want to have.
Well, yeah, I think the threshold you're talking about is becoming like a mainstream South Florida sports team. Yeah. And that's a tough egg to crack. I do think, and you're right. That group of fans, you've got to do something exceptional, and you've got to do it consistently for you to get their attention. Yeah. That is 100% true. I will say, however, if you're talking about, like, let's say categories of fans, you've got your hardcore fans that have been there forever. You've got your fringe South Florida fans that only follow the winners. There's a middle group. And I think that middle group of fans paid attention when they won all the games during the regular season. I think that's why you saw really big crowds for regular season games towards the end of the year. I think they've gotten over a hump. Did they get over the big South Florida sports fan hump? No. They probably have to go to the finals and then some before you really start winning over those fans.
Yeah, a couple of deep runs, a couple of years of deep runs, and I think you will convince them.
Yeah, and look, that may not happen, because that's something really hard to do in sports. They've positioned themselves to where they've got a roster good enough,
but they got
stars. But
they got to do it. Viola and Seafour have spent so much money. Those owners deserve it, bro. They've done everything that Mickey has done to establish basketball in this town. They're doing the same damn thing. What they're doing over at War Memorial is just, that's unheard of, dude. No, I don't think any other owner that would have bought that team would have ever even done that, what they're doing. So they're doing stuff to entrench themselves into the community, and they're doing everything to sell the crap out of hockey. Ultimately, bro, the players have to sell it for them. That's why this move with the coach, so I'll put you on the spot. If they're going to cross that threshold is Brunette the guy, or should you go get the experienced guy? Because there's a lot of people that have already told me, dude, if Coach Q was there, they would have played harder. They would have played better. They would have sacrificed more. Coach Q would have gotten more out of those guys than Brunette did. And I'm not smart enough to know that, but I am smart enough to know this. If you are a proven coach, players will go through walls for you because they know that what you've done worked before. With Brunette, nobody knew because he had never been here.
Well, when you're a proven coach, you've been through the ringer a few times, so you know what to tell your players when they get to those situations, when they get into those, backs against the wall times in the playoffs. Brunette, he hasn't done it yet. He's a new coach. He's got to learn along the way, just like, and going back to Tampa, just like John Cooper was when they started to be a good team and they started to make their first playoff runs. He was learning on the fly too. They stuck with him, and now he's a premier coach in the NHL. So the Panthers could certainly do that with Brunette because he's shown not only that he can succeed with the roster, but that they'll play for him. They love him. I mean, if you were watching Zito's press conference at the end of the year, you're probably watching a lot of what the players said that day too. Every single one of them, to a man, spoke about how much they enjoyed playing for Bruno, how much he got out of the team. Guys were saying how they love going to the rink every day, which is, something that doesn't usually happen. It's ebbs and flows, but guys were just happy all year. Look, at the end of the day, the results are what matters. And the result was a 4-game sweep in the second round. Is that good enough to give this guy a second chance at least and to let him and this team grow together?
Oh, that's the question.
That's the question. Otherwise, you hit the reset button, maybe. Can a guy hit the ground running? Can you hire a Barry Trotz or a Paul Maurice or, whoever established coaches are out there and they could hit the ground running? Sure. But Bruno's already here, and he's got the respect and admiration of his players, and we've seen that they could succeed. So it's just a question of how much does Bill Zito want to rock the boat, and how much do they potentially want to change styles with this team? Because if you're going to keep things the same, you should keep the same coach, keep the players happy, and let them try to grow together. That's my take on it.
Rangers or Lightning?
Oh, God. Goals. Give me more goals, man. Last night I think I might be the only person who took the over in that game. Just because, looking at the Rangers, they started scoring more and more as their last series went on. They were finding the net more. Look, the Panthers, they struggled to score in the Washington series. So the struggles against Tampa were kind of like, okay, you kind of saw it coming a little bit. With the Rangers, they're trending in that direction. And to see what they did last night, to see the way that they just throw the puck at the net every chance they get, which is something I've been screaming for the Panthers to do more for years. More one-timers, more shots, throw it at the net when you're not doing it. And look, they scored 1 billion goals this season, being the pass-happy, fancy, fun team, cute team that they are. But I think watching what's happening in the playoffs right now, watching how some of these goals are going in because the pucks are on stick blades for less than a second, quick pass across the slot, shot on goal, shot towards the net, deflections happen, rebounds happen, pucks to the net. And this is a goalie telling you this. We're moving around a lot back there. Catch us off guard. Catch us with our feet moving. That's what you saw with Vasilevsky last night. How many of those goals was he set in place for? None.
Right.
He got beat on the move every time.
Yeah, they had him moving. Yeah.
Yeah, and to answer your question, let's go Rangers.
Okay. All right. Oilers or Avalanche?
Oh. I mean, got to be Avalanche. Avalanche, and probably in 5 or 6, just because you need a goalie to steal you, maybe not a game, but at least steal you a period or a sequence in that series. And I love Mike Smith to death. I've been a fan of his throughout his career. He is a crazy big butterfly goalie that I love to watch. But Colorado is just too good, and he's just not that guy. So I think it'll be Colorado, probably Tampa, just based on what they do. But I love what I saw from the Rangers last night. If they can keep doing it and they can keep that goaltender on the move, it could be a fun, long series. And I'd love to see Rangers Avalanche in the final. Yeah,
Avalanche are loaded, bro. And Avalanche, by the way, is a great investment also in crypto. So it's just
but just FYI, their starting goalie is not playing tonight. Darcy Kemper got hurt last game, and Pavel Francouz is starting for them today. So that might be what Jared Bednar, the Avalanche coach, looks like after getting that news. But so it should make it interesting. At least it levels the playing field a little bit more for tonight's game. All right.
Appreciate it. As always, my brother. What are you working on at WPLG so folks can check you out?
Right now, it's exploring the question that you asked me right off the bat. It's trying to figure out exactly what the Panthers are doing with their coaching situation and getting ready for the offseason. I mean, we talked about it last week. Free agency starts the second week of July. The draft is before that. And Bill Zito, he's He's going to be busy. And you might not think so. The Panthers don't have a lot of draft picks. They don't have a lot of cap space at the moment, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Bill Zito doing a little wheeling and dealing over the next month and a half.
They need to shake it up, bro. You got to shake it up. You got to tweak that roster a little bit.
Tweaks. I would expect some pretty decent tweaks, maybe.
I mean, I'm not smart enough. I don't know the free agency stuff, but if I can get a star and I can trade Huberdeau for a star to put next to Barkov, I would.
I wouldn't expect anything like that.
I'm just saying they don't have a son of a bitch on that team. They don't have one, and they need one. They need a guy that will not be denied offensively. They need a guy that is hungry to score goals all the time.
They need an alpha.
We've
been saying that for a long time. That as often.
I know, but we were saying that, hoping that one of these two guys would turn into that, and they're not. And that's the thing. And Barkov, you can't get rid of because he's so damn skilled on both sides of the damn ice. You have to keep.
Nobody's getting rid of Sasha Barkov. He's a globally good player.
Right. But Hubie's the guy.
You can't put in his mind. If you could just put like an Alex Ovechkin brain into Sasha's mind, if you could give him that alpha gene, and he just shot the puck a quarter of the time that he does it now, it would be a game-changing thing. But I think, we're just kind of wishing and hoping. Like, I don't, these are people too. We can't change their personalities.
No, you can't.
So the Panthers are going
to. It's like getting Zoe's character and putting it into Bam.
Yeah,
that's what you need.
Exactly. They need, and they could bring in like another like Mike Hoffman type player. Just bring in somebody who's got a great shot. Maybe doesn't do a whole lot else, but you just need somebody that's going to fire the puck on net.
Well, I think
it won't cost you much to find a player that's that one-dimensional.
I'd like for him to be also a passer, because I think there has to be a give and go too. It can't be like when it ends on his stick, it's always going to be a shot, because then it becomes a little too predictable. I'd like a guy that can work with them too at the same time, because remember, passing it back to Barkov isn't a bad thing either. If he's got an open shot, you know what I'm saying?
I think you're cherry picking fantasy attributes now, though.
Yeah, I know. I just want a nasty guy next to it. I just want a guy that everybody looks at and they're scared shitless of him every night when they face him. You know what I mean? And I don't think we have that mother effer on the ice right now. And I think that's the one thing and by the way, talk about crossing that threshold. That's the other thing that would really also help out with the fans, is that guy that is just so magnetic that he's Tyreek Hill. You know what I'm saying? That he's, Jimmy Butler or whatever, but he's that guy that is just electrifying your team, and like Pavel Bure had that buzz. He just had that buzz with him. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I just keep going back to Barkov because, like, if you think about it, during the season, there have been plays that he's made that end up on all the highlight reels. Yes. He's just got to do that all the time, and that's kind of he's the closest thing they have to a superstar right now. Huberdeau had a great year, but Sasha Barkov is on another planet.
Yes.
He's the guy.
Yes.
And he's still 28, 27. So. And he has gotten a little bit more alpha. He's not there yet, but he has gotten a little bit more. So maybe he's going to keep on that path.
How long, bro? How long? You're either alpha or you're not.
Yeah.
This is why when people tell me, well, LeBron and Michael, F out of here, bro, with this LeBron crap. Michael was an alpha when he was in North Carolina.
Michael was a killer.
Michael was a killer in North Carolina, off the key. Bam, big shot, championship over. That's what he was from the game. LeBron had to come to Miami to learn how to be that alpha, and it took Game 6 in that Celtics series.
Maybe we can send Pat Riley up to talk to Barkov.
That's why it's either you have it or you don't, and that's what Bam, Barkov, and Hubie. For me, it's all three of those guys. They're all the same dudes, really talented, but they frustrate me because they're too nice. All three of them.
No. Magic figured it out, so maybe Sasha can too.
Yeah, man. I need a little some bitch in you, man.
Barkov needs his Larry Bird. He needs somebody to put a spur under his saddle, and you know what I mean? Like, sometimes anger is the best remedy for that.
Yeah. No doubt about that. All right, what are you working at PLG and Chirping the Cats podcast? Tell them about it.
Yeah, I just put out the new Chirping the Cats pod the other day with Aaron Brown from the Hockey News. It's like an hour-long podcast, maybe more. We just kind of dived into like a lot of the stuff that you and I just talked about. Coaching situation, Bob's season, power play, what's going to happen with Bruno. I mean, just a beautiful long conversation with my good friend Aaron. So if you're a Panther fan, kind of compressing on the season, that's a good spot to start as we covered so many topics.
There you go. And follow him on Twitter at David Dwork. David, as always, thank you, my brother. We'll catch up next week.
See you then, man. Be well.
You got it. There you go. It is the lockdown segment 24 hours a day. You can call LennyLocksmith.com anywhere in South Florida, Dade, Broward, Palm Beach counties, and also in Tampa and Orlando. Our friends there in the Central Florida area. Even you Lightning fans, we can take care of you there. You Magic fans, we can take care of you there at LennyLocksmith.com. We also have a location in Phoenix, Arizona. Other locations to come. We'll keep you updated with that. LennyLocksmith.com. That is your lockdown segment.
This has been the Florida Panthers Lockdown segment, brought to you by A. Lenny Locksmith Services. Count on them 24 hours a day. Call 855-869-5625 or go to the website at alennylocksmith.com.
All right, we're back here at Hialeah Park. By the way, I saw the new Journey song. You Got the Best of Me. Pretty good stuff. I like it. So you got something interesting for us?
Well, I mean, I find it interesting.
Okay.
So everybody else will probably, poo-poo on it, but it's fine.
Okay.
Something happened for the first time in over 40 years at the University of Miami.
They spent money.
Well, that'd be the first time ever. Miami's older than 40. Right?
Well, that's true, actually. Okay. So first time ever.
Ever.
Wow.
Yes.
I have no idea, dude.
Right. During recent graduation ceremonies, Madison Klinger revealed that she was the school's mascot, Sebastian the Ibis, for the last 3 years.
Wow.
And that is the first time that a woman has played the role of the beloved mascot in more than 40 years.
Wow, I did not know that.
I didn't. I just came across it. I was like,
okay.
So when you were surfing Sebastian the Ibis around, you
Yeah.
were surfing Madison Klinger.
Yeah, that's right. And if you said something nasty to Sebastian, you were saying it to a lady.
Yeah. Way to go, people.
I mean, come on, bro. Show a little class here. Come on. Don't rip the ladies. The hell's wrong with you people? Come on. Damn.
How many people are regretting what they said to Sebastian now as they walked out?
Yeah, last 3 years, huh? Any of you hit Sebastian in the ass? You see? That's sexual assault there. John Santos says, during the training, are you going to do a show at practice facility or at Twin Peaks? Don't know. I don't think so. To be quite honest, I don't think so. I mean,
They're not over by Twin Peaks anymore. They're at Miami Gardens.
Right, they're in Miami Gardens. That's right. Yeah, so it's farther away. So we would have to do something closer to
They do at
that.
the Walmart parking lot.
Yeah, that's right. The thing is, our show gets in the way of all practices pretty much. It's hard for us to cover any kind of practices because we're always on right in the middle of the day, which is when they do a lot of their work. So it doesn't allow us. What we are going to eventually do is cover the games. Those things that's going to be part of some of the expansion on the platforms. So yeah, we will be doing that. Let's see, just Flip Forsberg or sign Flip Forsberg, he says. True on Bruno, but he was the one getting beat to pucks, smacked around, and intimidated. Yeah, listen, I can understand if they make a change with Bruno. Dougie Fresh wants to admit that he was a teenage hand model. There you go. He was.
Anything we've seen, Dougie?
Yeah, that's right. Where? What were you showcasing? Big O, you hyped up the Panthers all year as the best team in the league. They were. You were right. They were one of the best regular season teams when offense can win. Too bad it does not win in the playoffs. That's right. They were the best team in the league, best team in town in the regular season. And then they crapped the bed in the postseason. I mean, it was just a monster choke job on their part. It's a shame. It really is. Wow, you got something for me here? Something go on? Any breaking news or something? I don't know. Sean's looking at this like, no. Go ahead, talk. It's all right. Go ahead.
So Fred Jackson tweeted out, "Congrats on a hell of a career, Fitzy. Love sharing the field with you. The gratitude is all mine."
Oh, the running back.
Hashtag Bills Mafia. Hashtag Fitz Magic.
So he's officially retired.
I don't know. He sends out a thing. That's what I was trying to show you. I guess it's on Instagram or one of the things. And basically, is this the names of everybody he's played with?
Wow.
It looks like it's like the names of everybody he's played with
on
a thing. And he said, "Forever grateful for the ride."
There you go.
For the magical ride.
He's a good dude. You know, I was wrong about Fitzy. I thought it was just, a bogus bridge or anything, but he was good for the Dolphins, man. He was good. He was good for them, and he gave Dolphin fans some fun. He was never going to be the answer, and you should have never looked at him as the answer. Some of you did. You got caught up in the hype a little bit with the play, but he was good overall for the franchise and for the fans. That I will say. Better than I expected. Still can't get enough of watching his comebacks in a Dolphin uniform, especially the Raiders game. Yeah, I'm with you. And Matt Collins' catch down the sideline, which was awesome. All right, what do you got?
Austin Jackson made the list.
Wait, yeah, he should.
Xavier Howard made the list. I got to find out. Everybody's searching for Tua. There's Tua on the list. Did Tua make the list?
I'm sure he's there somewhere.
Oh, Landon Roberts made the list. He should have put this in alphabetical order. It'd be a lot easier.
Well, yeah. Unless he went like who did he have to do all that? Because he had to get like somebody from his, agency or PR team or whatever, and then they just wrote the names of all the teams on all the players on all those rosters that he's been on, which is crazy, dude. Yeah, it is what it is. All right. You don't see Tua? All right. And we got to thank Ian Rapoport, as always, and David Dwork for joining us here on the program. We thank the Brunetti family, as always, great sponsors of ours. Frank Fiore, Steve Calabro, great people, as always, and always a pleasure. Great place to come and bring somebody you love, hang out with the fellas, watch the games, gamble downstairs with all the gaming machines. You got the poker rooms up here. They got great food, also relaxing situation, and smoke-free casino too. Listen, again, next Thursday we'll be here, right? No, actually, next Thursday we will not be here. Oh, he did make the list there. There you go. Tua's on the Fitz list. Of course,
he's up near the top, actually.
Yeah, they got along. Yeah, is it quarterbacks at the top? Maybe it's positions. No?
He's right after Steven Jackson and then Kareem Jackson.
Okay.
So I'm not sure. He's next to Daniel Kilgore.
It's all about Action Jackson.
And he's above Eric Decker and Kyle Van Noy.
There you go.
Just saying.
Okay. Fitz proposed to his wife at McDonald's. That was in a gas station. True story. That's funny. All right. We thank all of you out there. Don't forget to smash the hell out of the like button. Please also, I haven't mentioned it much the last couple of days, Big O Show Cuts. Search for it. It's our second YouTube channel. Need to get that to 1,000. So please, Big O Show Cuts. Please subscribe to it. Appreciate that. That will help our platform grow to give us a second live camera that we need. So got to get to 1,000. Thanks to Sean Stanley, who masters this whole thing. We will see you tomorrow at Acura of Pembroke Pines. Y'all be good.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.